Welcome to 2009 Minneapolis High School Homecoming. It's October the 9th, 2009. We're here tonight for a ball game versus the Republic County Buffaloes out of Belleville. And we'll be proceeding in a few minutes with the crowning ceremony here of the royalty. This year's homecoming, recognition of past kings and queens, etc. Nice crowd starting to gather here. Half hour before kickoff. I'm sure there'll be lots more joining us. We'll be back as they start to introduce the kings and queen candidates.
2009 Minneapolis High School homecoming ceremony. Tonight concludes the week of activities which include body and community involvement participating. These activities include dressing up for Spirit Week in school. Monday was Crazy Hair Day, Tuesday Mismatch Day, Wednesday Nerd Day, Thursday Hat Day, and as usual on Friday, the annual Red and Blue Day. Other activities this week include girls golf, where they hosted the Minneapolis Invitational on Monday. The girls volleyball team on Tuesday hosted Russell, where the varsity won both matches. In cross country, the boys took first place, and the girls placed second at Ellsworth. Minneapolis Grade School hosts an athletic pep rally Thursday afternoon, and a community pep rally was held last night. This afternoon, various high school clubs classes participated in the homecoming parade. It is now time to announce the judges' decisions for the float and the window competition. In the window division, third place goes to the NCAA. Second place goes to the seniors. And this year's winners in the window division, the sophomores. In the school float division, third place goes to the seniors. Second place to the juniors. And in first place of the float division, the freshmen. Congratulations to all the winners. It is now our pleasure to recognize past royalty from 10, 25, and 50 years ago. The 1999 king was Kelly Condrey. And joining us this evening is the 1999 homecoming queen, Jessica Milo. Jessica is a registered nurse in Kansas City and is currently attending graduate school to obtain her master's. She plans to become a nurse practitioner. The 25-year queen was Tiffany McCain. And joining us this evening is the 1984 homecoming king, Nick Shea. Mitch is a graduate of Bethany College and is currently the vice president of UNI Financial in Lee Summit, Missouri. Mitch and his wife Jody have two children, Jacob and Abby. Also joining us this evening are the 50-year homecoming king and queen of 1959. The 1959 homecoming king is Ernest Heitus. Ernie owns a product brokerage interest marketing company in Bueller, Kansas. He and his wife Jeanette have 3 children and 6 grandchildren. The 1959 homecoming queen is Eileen Baker Berkeley. Eileen received her MA in Rhetoric and Composition from Kansas State University. She's a retired teacher and currently resides in Bennington. She has 4 children and 12 grandchildren. Welcome back to MHS, and thank you for joining us this evening. Last week, members of the student body selected 12 members of the senior class as this year's royalty. And now entering the north end of the track is this year's Royal Court.
Hello.
Megan Heikus. Megan is the daughter of David and Jennifer Heikus. She has participated in band for 2 years and has been in choir for 4. She was on the volleyball team for 2 years and is currently the team manager. Megan has played softball and has been a letter winner all 3 years. Megan plans to attend Plymouth OTEC to become a dental assistant. Dylan Hackett. Kevin Hackett and Yolanda Gerke. He has participated in wrestling where he's a 2-year letter winner. He's also competed in track and cross country. In track, he's a league champ, regional champ, and a 4-time state placement. He's also earned a letter for 3 years. In cross country, he was a league runner-up and placed in state for 2 years. He's also learned in cross country for 3. Dylan was the Art and English 3 Student of the Year. After graduation, Dylan plans to attend college on a running scholarship for cross country and indoor and outdoor track. Kendall Perry. Kendall is the daughter of Mike and Cindy Perry. Kendall is participating in cross country for 1 year and volleyball and softball for 3. She's also participated in Tasman for 3 years. Kendall is currently a senior class officer and is the National Honor Society Vice President. He was a Forensics Pro State Champion her sophomore year and is qualified for National Forensics 2 years. This past spring, she was a national quarterfinalist in duo interpretation. Kendall is undecided on where she will attend college, but she plans to major in exercise science. Logan Weedle. Logan is the son of Dwayne and Jeanette Weedle. Logan has learned in basketball and football for 3 years and golf for 2. He was a state golf medalist for both years. He is currently on the cross-country team. Throughout his high school basketball and football career, he received many all-tournament and all-league honors. Logan is a member of the National Honor Society and is a 2009 Kansas Scholar. He plans to attend the University of Kansas and major in law or pre-med studies. Connor Bolton. Connor is the daughter of Robert Bolton and Laura Creamer. Connor led 2 years in track and volleyball and 3 years in basketball. He was also a member of the 2007 Sub-State Championship and the 2007 State Runner-Up basketball team. Connor is undecided on where she will attend college, but she wants to major in sports medicine. Austin Crossan. Austin is the son of Ken Crossan and Marilyn Crossan. Austin has participated in golf, baseball, football, and wrestling. He's a 2-year letter winner in football, wrestling, and baseball. After graduation, Austin plans to major in automotive technology at the Beloit Tech. Shay Shoemaker. Shay is the daughter of Jerry and Kim Shoemaker. Shay has participated in volleyball for 4 years, basketball for 3, and track for 3. She's a 3-year letter winner in each sport, as well as a member of the 2007 Sub-State Championship team and the 2007 State Runner-Up basketball team. She also has many all-league and all-state honors. Shay is undecided on a college or a major, and plans to play basketball and or volleyball. Keegan McCulloch. Keegan is the son of Eric and Julie McCulloch. He's a Tasman leader and senior class officer. Keegan has participated in football for 4 years, basketball for 3, and track for 3. He's a 3-year letter winner in all 3 sports. He also has many all-tournament, all-state honors, and has qualified 3 years for state track. Keegan will attend Kansas State University and major in journalism. Jessica Smith. Jessica is the daughter of Mark and Kelly Smith. She has participated in Scholars Bowl for 1 year, volleyball for 3 years, and varsity softball for 3 years, where she was 2008 All-League Honorable Mention. She's a student council representative and a member of National Honor Society. Jessica has been active in FFA for 4 years. She is currently the FFA Vice President. After graduation, she will attend Fort Hays State University and major in animal science. Charlie Lynn. Charlie is the son of Kendall and Tammy Lynn. Charlie is the senior class president and a member of National Honor Society. He has learned in varsity basketball, golf, and football for 3 years. Charlie's been active in school plays and musicals. He's been forensic for 2 years and was a state and national qualifier this past year. Charlie plans to attend Kansas State University and major in civil engineering. Deja Martin. Deja is the daughter of John and Yvonne Martin. She's been involved in softball for 1 year, basketball for 2, and has been a volleyball manager for 3 years. She's a member of National Honor Society and is a student council co-president. She has participated in forensics and has been a class officer for 4 years. Deja plans to major in pre-med at the University of Kansas. Adam Klein. Adam is the son of Jim and Diana Klein. He has been a 3-year letter winner in both football and wrestling and was a state medalist in wrestling. Adam was both all-league and all-state honors in football. He lettered 1 year in track and played baseball his freshman year. Adam plans to wrestle at Pratt Community College and major in automotive technology. Here to crown the 2009 homecoming royalty is last year's King and Queen. Queen, Madison McHenry, is currently attending Spina Area Vo-Tech, where her major is nursing. King, Dustin Lott, is attending Kansas State University, where he is majoring in accounting. Our junior attendants are Jordan and Connor Peck. They are the twin children of Diana and Roger Peck. And now it is time to announce the 2009 homecoming King and Queen. This year's King is Dylan Hackett. And the 2009 homecoming queen is Megan Hiken. Congratulations to the King and Queen and their court, and go Lions.
I'm not hearing it. Does that have it plugged in? Don't know how to plugged in.
No, it's all automated. So they are supposed to, it's all computerized, so it goes into a computer bank and it tells you whether or not you're authorized to go on or not. they said we don't have a game tonight. So it's happened before. Luckily, we got 13 minutes.
Yeah, it's when you get down to 2 or 3 minutes ahead of time.
Am I going to be behind you or in front of you or front?
I'll be right here.
Right, but I mean, my cord, in front of you or behind you?
Oh,
Okay, so I'll have to be still. I'll have to be still. That's not easy. Okay, go put blankets on.
Well, you know, we gotta have short clothing to be able to do it. You know.
22 degrees and they're out there in miniskirts.
Football tonight, and Minneapolis coming in against a Republic County team that has kind of struggled this year. 0 for 5. It got beat big time all the way through, so you know, you could see a game into the mercy rule easily by third quarter, but you got to play the game. You never know. Yeah, you never know. We're joined tonight by myself, Scott Osherman, and Dale Leach, and pleasantly to have a good friend of mine, Lyle Davidson, that Lyle and I worked quite a few years together calling some games. And Lyle, good to have you in the box with us tonight, and I appreciate you coming in and filling in for us, and great to have your input, and looking forward to it tonight.
Appreciate it. Gonna enjoy it. It's a cool night, crisp night tonight, but probably be some hard hitting out there. Belleville has a low for record, but they do have some good-sized kids, and will come to compete, and they'll be looking for a first win and probably be hungry.
Yeah, you know, anytime that you think that you might be able to come in and spoil somebody's homecoming, you're going to be that way, and their homecoming was spoiled, I believe, last week by Sacred Heart. 52-0. So yeah, I'd like to see some revenge, I'm sure.
Yeah, 2 winless teams last week, and looked like it might be a good game, but Sacred Heart was able to pull away for the big victory, and that's probably going to be a little bit of a letdown for Republic County, but yet on the other hand, you know, anytime in the way that this league has been this year, with different people blowing out different people that you didn't nearly expect, you still got to go play the game and play hard and be ready for their best effort, because they're probably going to come out and give it.
I think we kind of saw that last week with against Beloit, thinking that, hey, Ellsworth beat them fairly soundly, and Beloit came to play last week, and it was a tough loss.
The one thing you got to be careful of in football is score matching and trying to look at different ball games and compare scores, and it just doesn't work like that. You've got turnovers, you've got weather-related conditions. It's just you've got to go play the football game and play hard every play and try to knock off the opponent.
Tonight, Minneapolis coming in at 2-3 on the season with their 2-3. Yeah. So I was going to say 2-3 on the season. Minneapolis victories coming over Ellsworth as well as Russell on the road. Both games on the road. So looking for a victory tonight at home. 2-2 in the league. 2-2 in the league, though. Exactly. And looking at the league standings, we've got our toughest ones out of the way, but by records. By records, exactly. But they're, like Lyle said, they still come to play, and you can't overlook anybody, as the Lions will come in tonight. Minneapolis will be in their all-blue uniforms. Republic County not on the field yet, but they're in their red pants and white jersey, blue helmets, so we will get ready for tonight's ball game.
The other important thing you've got, and I realize Minneapolis is still in a 3-team district, but you're going into this being week 6, you really want to play well, getting ready for district play, and this is one of your last tune-ups. So you want to come out and play well and execute. By this time in the season, you ought to be able to be familiar enough with all the plays that you're going to run. You may add a few things, but really at this point in the season, you want to be cleaning up and executing right and really building toward that district.
The second half of the season basically starts next week. In district play, is that correct? Our last league game and our first district game. Next week. Yep. So, Minneapolis district, we will get into that later, but only 3 teams enter district. We do have 3 games, but one of them is a non-district opponent in Solomon. So, Minneapolis just getting the word this week that they are going to 3A. Next year they will stay at 2A in football, but everything else for this year will be 3A, volleyball, basketball, track, cross country, everything else is 3A, and then next year will be a 3A in football. And the district
teams that we will face in 3A football have been announced also.
I hadn't seen that one.
Oh, they were really kind to us. We started off with Republic County. I don't know what order. And then we got the Beloit Trojans. And then, take a guess.
Smith Center.
Smith Center Redmen.
Who've moved up to 3A from 2A also.
Yeah, first time in 3A, so, or not first time, but first time in a long time.
Yeah, and they
for
moved
3A.
up with us the same time. So hopefully they're going down in
Somebody, they've been close to getting knocked off this year, so.
And the Lady Lions this year for volleyball go to Hayes TMP, and they didn't draw an easy sub-state either with Phillipsburg, Smith Center, Norton, Hayes TMP, Goodland, to name a few.
Wow.
So.
And the way the football schedule is, you have to go on a 2-year rotation, so they'll be with that same district for 2 years, whereas, volleyball, basketball, you get that rotation annually, so you don't always necessarily get stuck with the same people, but for football, you are on a 2-year rotation, so that they will have that same district for 2 years.
Yep. So we'll just have to grow up when we go play Smith Center, especially up there.
Yeah. Needless to say, let's talk about tonight's ball game and not think ahead that far. And we could see him this year. Very easily, depending on how we do in districts this year. So the national anthem getting ready to be played by our high school pep band, and we will hear the national anthem before we get started with tonight's ball game. Welcome back to Minneapolis as the Minneapolis Lions getting ready to take on the Republic County Buffaloes as Minneapolis, as I said earlier, in their all blue. The team captains for the Lions are Keegan McCulloch, Adam Klein, Charlie Lynn, as well as Jake Eckert. So,
another thing, guys, that surprised me, guys, about those district drawings next year was Republic County being included in 3A. You kept hearing all these years about, Republic County's really going down population school-wise. They don't expect to be 3A for quite a while, and then we go up and boom, there they are too. So,
well, they consolidated a few years back.
Yeah, but they were still going down even with that. So,
and looking at our numbers, our sophomore class is pretty good size.
Yes, and the football classifications are based on freshman, sophomore, and junior for the year prior to those two. While all the rest of them are based on sophomore, junior, senior. So.
And the numbers in 2A really went down as far as the cap. I believe it was 119, 118 maybe, and that's quite a bit lower than it's been in the past as well.
Yeah, it kind of surprised me to see Smith Center go up to 3A, but still kind of surprised me on that one.
Yeah, to play with the hand you're dealt.
So
we were yakking. I didn't see who won. Did you?
Minneapolis won the toss.
Minneapolis won the toss. So we receive, I see.
Back at receive the ball will be Casey Argenbright and Caleb Bristow. And Lyle, I'll talk for a second. If you've not seen Caleb Bristow, Caleb is a young man that is very willing to go after a ball. Just doesn't stand there and let it come to him. He's one that goes right to it, and pretty exciting to see him return punts. Don't see him call a fair catch very often, do you, Dale?
No, not at all.
So back deep, as I said, will be Casey Argenbright and Caleb Bristow, as well as number 16, Grayson George.
I think you'd almost have to go hold a gun to his head and keep making him call a fair catch.
He does not. Does not do it very often. So as the Broncos will come out, and the Buffaloes got the Broncos on the mind here.
And their red crimson pants, their white shirts, and royal blue hats.
Can't see what number is kicking as we get ready for tonight's ball game. Number 28, Dylan Grove. Called it Grove before over the years.
Yes, probably related.
So as we get ready for tonight's ball game.
Good homecoming crowd here to see the kickoff.
Yes, probably the best crowd we've had this year.
And there's the kick, and it heads towards Argenbright. Argenbright will catch it on the run at about the 20-yard line, go up on the left-hand side, cuts it up in the middle, still on his feet at the sidelines, still on his feet at about the 50 before he'll be taken down around the 45. Gang tackled there. Nice job by Casey Argenbright with about a 35-yard kickoff return.
Up in the Buffalo territory.
Good job by Casey that time catching the ball over by the numbers on the left-hand side. And instead of coming toward the middle or to the right, depending on what they had called, just took it up the sideline, got good yardage, and so a couple nice blocks over there. But a lot of times when it's kicked close to the sideline like that, best option is just take it and get up the sideline, get what you can, and able to get distance all the way into the Buffalo's 45.
A lot of times it's hard. You see the middle of the field and you want to cut up the middle of the field, but you're right, Let's get to the side and try to go there as quick as possible.
Argenbright has helmet problems. We have an official timeout.
Good starting field position for the Lions to start out here in the first quarter. As
Connor Mason will replace him.
Casey will come out and Kyle will go in. So try to get it's like a chin strap issue. So off to the left-hand side will be Kyler Macy. Two in the backfield. Tight end is Dylan Crossan. Under center is McCulloch. Klein and Eckert in the backfield. They will take the hand off to Klein, give it to Eckert on the right-hand side. He's got some room at 40, at the 35, 30, cuts it back in at the 20, still on his feet, cuts it back in at the 10, at the 5, down to about the 2-yard line. Great run from scrimmage by Jake Eckert.
Buffaloes were in a 4-4 that time, and the outside linebacker on the near side here went down inside with the first fake, and the counter option coming back outside gains big yardage all the way down to the 3-yard line.
Nice start for the Lions as gets a first carry for 43 yards on the right-hand side.
That's the kind of start you want against a team that's winless. You want to get out and get good field position, make a march the first time, and really put it to them early, and that's what the Lions have done here.
Add to some self-doubt.
Macy, the receiver on the right-hand side, as Crossan goes in motion right to left. They give to Klein. Klein goes up the middle, and Klein's going to have the touchdown.
No prospect there.
Same kind of play that went for the 43 yards. That time he went inside. The defensive end got up the field, so he took it inside and easily in for the touchdown.
So Adam Klein with 2 touchdowns in 2 games here. That's the Trojans last week, here tonight against the Buffaloes.
Andrew Yoxel on to take the extra point.
And the kick is up by Yoxel, and it is good. Nice job by the Lions as they start out with 2 plays and not much time off the clock as the Lions come up with a nice lead to start this out at 7-0 as we will think we're going to hear a word from our sponsor, Dale.
We can get her dialed up in time and went to sleep.
As, let's go back to, in some of the offense that we've seen, Lyle, in the past we've seen 3 receivers, 1 in the backfield. This time we come out with two in the backfield, and Klein as well as Eckert, and they put it right to him with 2 quick running plays.
To be a sponsor of Lions Sports and hope that the boys and girls have a successful season. Ada Grain believes that sports and a quality education go hand in hand, building strong bodies and minds.
All right, we're back.
Well, back to my statement on that, Lyle, about the 2 quick running plays.
Yeah, a lot of times, again, against a winless team, you really want to go out and try to impose your will and really try try to get some physical dominance early, and I think that's the plan here. Obviously, with the 2 runs early, is let's go out and smash them in the mouth a little bit and take the advantage early.
And kick is low and on the ground. It's going to be picked up at about the 25 by the Broncos, and he will be taken down by Keegan McCulloch as well as Jake Eckert. Jake Eckert got him around the feet, and McCulloch came in and got a little bit of a hit on the top.
Not having seen the Buffaloes this year, not sure if that's a tactic to, if they have a good special teams, but a lot of times if you're pretty dominant offense and defense against someone, you sure don't want advantage in the kicking game. So Squibb kicking that one, giving it to him on the 26-yard line. Buffaloes will start there 1st and 10.
They'll have 2 receivers, the right, 2 to the left, 1 in the backfield, shotgun formation for the Buffs, as they will hand it off to the halfback, and he gets nowhere as the Lions swallow him up, maybe lose a yard on the play, as he gets them at about the 25, so it'll bring up a 2nd down and 11.
Well, you know, Beloit did that to us last week on every kickoff, and most of them went out of bounds. But there was one that didn't, and they got a nice recovery on it.
Well, yeah, the one that they didn't, we just let it go.
Yeah.
And then that's a free ball, free kick. And
that's another theory on that, is you might end up getting an onside kick out of it.
As quarterback number 2 for the Buffaloes, Anderson under center. That is not. Anderson is a receiver. The quarterback goes right to left and throws up and over the head of the receiver number 28. As go back here for a second, the quarterback is number 12 for the Buffaloes, Kalen Cromwell, a sophomore for the Buffaloes.
A little different setup than we're used to seeing from Republic County. They've been a long-time wing tee team with double tight end, and here they've been in 4 wides both the first 2 plays, and trying to run the ball with a shotgun and then throw it out of the trips.
So they come back, same formation. This time they go the halfback in there. There is a penalty flag thrown in at about the 23-yard line. So we'll wait and see what the call is.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of the Minneapolis offense lined up out there sometimes with the spread like it is, and
the defensive line doing a nice job so far, and it is a holding call against the Buffs.
With no gain on that play, the choice here is to decline a penalty and take 4th down and 11, or back them up 10 yards and give them 3rd down over again. Looks like the Lions are going to decline that penalty and force them to punt.
Wise choice on that one, as Minneapolis should have a chance here with the ball. We'll see.
How to get good field position, nonetheless.
Buffaloes are lining up in an offensive set, may drop back and do a quick kick.
And Eckert will drop back to receive. That's a good snap. Oh, it is blocked by Minneapolis. It's picked up by the Buffs, and he can run it. And is he going to get close to a 1st down as he picks it up? And I'll be darned, nice block by Crossan, I believe. And then he gets the 1st down. I'll be darned.
We don't see that very often.
Well, the reason that the ball did not cross the line of scrimmage, the block occurred and the ball stayed behind the line of scrimmage, so they were able to pick that up and advance it. If the ball had gone past the line of scrimmage, they would not have been able to pick that up and advance it. And a bad break for the Lions.
Yeah, 12-yard rush there, and I didn't see who got it, but as Buffaloes will have a 1st down here. It's a great block by the Lions, but unfortunately it comes up for the 1st down for the Buffaloes. Shotgun formation. They have delayed handoff with a little draw there to the halfback as he gets back the line of scrimmage.
4 plays for the Buffaloes and 3 runs out of the shotgun set. That time a draw, a little different than what they've shown the first couple of times, but trying to take advantage of an aggressive Minneapolis defense, trying to get up the field, maybe try to get inside there, but no gain, basically no gain, 2nd and 10.
Minneapolis defense is playing looks like a man defense here. 2 linebackers set. They throw across the middle, have a receiver out on the left-hand side. Klein has got just misses him, and he steps out of bounds as they will have the 1st down after about a 20-yard pass completion.
That was a nice call there, Scott. They were indeed in a man coverage, and they ran a crossing route around the outside receiver on a post, inside receiver on an out, and Klein did slip on the play, which enabled the open pass. He was able to recover and at least get him out of bounds for for a minimal gain, so a first down, but it does move it into Minneapolis territory at the 43.
The Buffs get some momentum going here.
Shotgun formation. Quarterback looks to the side for the play call. One in the backfield again. And this time he'll roll the right-hand side, looks to pass, throws across, has a receiver, but he's going to be taken down. Nice job by number 16, Grayson George, as he stuck him right there as he caught the ball. Gain of about 3 on the play. We'll bring up a second down and 7.
Gain of 2 on the play.
Buffaloes went on a short roll that time, moved the quarterback out of the pocket. A lot of times you do that if you've been having trouble with pass protection. So ran a little short out to the inside receiver on the far side, and a completion there, but for a very short gain of only about 2 yards. So 2nd and 8 for the Buffaloes.
Buffalo spread it out once again with 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left, as the quarterback, as Cromwell is in a shotgun. Drops back in the pocket, throw, he's going to be sacked. Nice job by Minneapolis. Number 52, Kyler Moody goes right through, basically untouched for the sack. Nice job by Kyler Moody. Loss of about 7 on the play.
You see why the Buffaloes were rolling their quarterback. There was 3 Lions that got through that time, and very quickly, quarterback basically took a 2-step drop, and they were on top of him right away. Nice upward push by the Lions for a loss of about 6, bring up 3rd and 15.
At least.
Kyler Moody did a nice job of getting through, but like you said, Lyle, the defensive line, there's 2 or 3 of them that were back there. Shotgun formation once again for Cromwell and the Buffaloes. And he will roll the right-hand side, pitch to the outside, and he will be taken out of bounds. Gain of maybe 1 on the play.
Right now, Republic County is really making it tough on themselves to run the ball because the Lions are playing man coverage on the 4 receivers, keeping 7 inside and basically a 7-person inside the box to defend the run game, and that's going to be awfully hard for the Buffaloes to run into that. So Minneapolis really daring them to throw right now, playing man coverage up 3 or 4 yards off the ball, and Republic County's been trying to run the ball quite a bit.
Swing gate. Well, not quite. What is it?
It is swinging gate.
All right.
Little variation. They don't have the running back out here behind.
So, and they do throw it up in the air. They've got a receiver, but it's overthrown. Nice pressure by Minneapolis, Kyler Moody, as explained that set right there, Lyle, as they set it up to go
I've
for
never
it.
seen the swing gate with so many other people on the other side of the line, the other side of the center.
There's a situation, 4th and 15. If it's 4th and 5, maybe, but 4th and 15, you're only down 7-0 at this point.
Yeah.
The smart call there is to punt the ball and play some field position, but they felt like maybe they could surprise the Lions by going to the swinging gate, and instead of having a running back over here behind the lineman, they really took that away. There really wasn't anything to do to this side, so the Lions were able to stay over there on the far side and stop that pass play and take over near midfield.
Shotgun formation for Minneapolis. They give a delayed handoff to Eckert. Eckert goes right up the sidelines to the left at about the 30, cuts it back in at the 20. Nice little pickup right there.
He's working on 100 yards already.
Yes, he gets
Down by number 78.
about a 30-yard carry right there.
2 carries.
A good play calling by the Lions here. 3 runs to start the game. No need to go to the air, no need to be risky with the ball. Find out what you've got on the ground first, and the Lions are running the ball so well. Stick with it for now and build your lead.
Yeah. As they will come back to the line of scrimmage here, as they will send one in the backfield, and that's Eckert, and they will send 2 receivers right, as George and Macy on the right. They delayed handoff once again to Eckert. Eckert bounces the outside to the right-hand side, kicks it back in, gets it down to about the 19-yard line. We do have a penalty flag on the left-hand side.
Good block that time by Grayson George, staying out on the corner and enable him to get to the outside.
Holding.
But it will come back, as you said, as a good block. We didn't see who the holding call was on the other side, but it will come back for a 10-yard penalty.
Yeah, and that's a spot foul, and they're marking it behind the line of scrimmage, so that becomes an even bigger penalty. That's going to mark it back, and instead of being a 10-yard penalty, actually is going to end up being about a 13-yard because the holding was behind the line of scrimmage. So that really penalizes the Lions, bringing up to 1st and 23 all the way back at the 35-yard line.
2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, 1 in the backfield. Crossing in the tight end on the right-hand side. Argenbach drops back to pass, has Argent right at about the 25, gets it back down to the 20, to about the original line of scrimmage as Keegan gets his first completion of the night. with about a 13-yard pass to number 4.
Buffalo's been running a zone, not what Minneapolis has been running man, but the Buffalo's been running a zone, so they brought trips over that time and ran a couple deep and then brought the underneath route, cleared out the space for him to make a nice grab, picked up 13 of those 23 yards and brings up 2nd and 10 back at the original line of scrimmage.
In the backfield with McCulloch is Eckert. And this time he'll pitch to Eckert on the left-hand side. He's got a little bit of running room, gets it up, and he will be taken close to a first down. Looks like he may have been knocked out a yard early, but Eckert with a nice little run to the left-hand side. Looks like we're about a yard short.
Defensive ends for the Buffalo squeezing down inside for trying to stop the successful running game Minneapolis has been having, so they'd get the quick pitch outside, pick up 9 yards, and after that 1st and 23, you're now set up with a very short 3rd and 1.
When you're back that deep on the 3rd and 20, like I said, 3rd and 23, to come away with or 1st and 23, and to come away with a 3rd and 1, we've not had a lot of those looks this year.
Very unusual.
2 in the backfield for McCulloch under center. And he fakes the handoff, gives it to Eckert, and Eckert gets hammered hard at the line of scrimmage as they did a fake to Klein, and then Eckert goes to the right-hand side, may have lost a yard on the play.
Yeah, 3rd and short.
Actually lost more.
Yeah, 3rd and short, defensive line's really going to be trying to get up the field hard, and they went with a counter play that time, a little slower play, and let the defensive line get into the backfield and stopped them for a 1-yard loss, so that's going to bring up 4th and 2. At this spot in the field on the 14-yard line, though, this is either field goal territory or go for it. There's no punt in this situation, so it looks like the Lions are going to go ahead and go for it.
They are. They will send 2 to the right, 1 to the left, 1 in the backfield, and that is Eckert. Tight end is crossing. They pitch it to Eckert. Eckert will go to the outside, and he's not going to get it.
Good defensive play there by, can't see the number.
Yeah, the Lions trying to run a sweep that time to the trip side, and the receivers did not get the blocks made at that point of attack that time that wide, and they were able to get up the field and make that tackle for a stop. So the Lions retain their 7-0 lead, but basically kind of give one back right there.
Yeah, they did. As I had an opportunity right there down on about the 15-yard line, 14-yard line, and the Buffs will take it over after we had done so well to get back to the 3rd and short after the first down penalty. Buffs will have it, trips to the right, to the left, 1 in the backfield for Cromwell. Minneapolis defense will try to shut him down here as they send 1 in motion from right to left. Trips on the left-hand side now. They drop back to pass. They have triple coverage. They throw up top. They have a receiver goes backwards. And nice defense by Klein as well as Argenbright. And the receiver turned the wrong way, and Argenbright really was the closest one to get that one.
Again, with the Lions playing man-to-man coverage, Buffalo's bring a motion man clear across the formation and then tried to run a combination route there and get somebody deep. Actually had the receiver behind the defender, but you can tell you got a sophomore quarterback there, not quite the arm strength to get that ball deep. Ball's going to have to come out quick from him if he's going to try to get the ball downfield at all. Really a floater there, not a lot of arm strength out of the young quarterback.
Those are asking to be intercepted out there.
Shotgun formation once again for Cromwell. Roll the right-hand side, pitches to his halfback, and he will push it forward to about the original line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of 1 on the play. We'll bring up a 3rd down and about 9.
That's a good size back, that 45.
Yeah, he's usually fullback material, and they're going with a one-back set, which a lot of times you do when you don't have a true tailback. Maybe you've got more of a fullback set. He's a good hard runner, but they're not getting a lot of blocking at the point of attack for him.
3rd down and 9. To the right, to the left for the Buffs. McCulloch in a safety position as they change defense around a little bit. Drops back to pass. And he's going to be sacked. Nice job by Minneapolis as in on the sack. I cannot tell for sure. It's got to be either Klein or Eckert.
Yeah, it's 58.
No. Austin Crossan.
Yeah, Austin Crossan.
No, 58. Nick Torres. Sorry about that, guys. Nick Torres with the sack.
And Minneapolis jumped out of their 5-2 that time and went with a 4-man line and brought in a safety, took out one of the D linemen, brought in a safety, was still able to get pressure with their 4-man front and cause a sack and bring up a 4th and very long.
As ball's placed on about the 5-yard line, and we got a timeout called. As with 3:55 left to go in the first quarter, the Lions on top 7-0. We will go ahead and take a break with them. You're listening to 910KNA.com as well as Eagle Communication Channel 8 as the Minneapolis Lions with the 7-0 lead here in the first quarter.
It just went to sleep. Don't you know it? Go ahead and talk to me.
As soon as I start talking, you'll get it fixed, though. As the Lions did a nice job there on the defensive side, Lyle, getting in on the left-hand side with the sack.
Yeah, that's important. You just give up the ball on downs. You need to turn right around and get the ball back. And the Lions were able to come up with a big stop there on 3rd and long, get the sack for the loss, and create some big yardage. So it's going to force a punt from deep in the Buffalo's territory. They'll be punting from their own end zone and should set the Lions up a good field position again.
Place the ball at about the 5-yard line as
the Minneapolis Junior-Senior High School linebackers are proud to continue their long-term support of the broadcast to the Lions games. Join them as they support student activities and the teachers of Minneapolis Junior-Senior High School. Go Lions, we're with you all the way.
As the Broncos are going to come back here, and they line up like, once again, they're going to go for it. I'm assuming they'll drop one back. Eckert at about the 15-yard line. They do drop back. They switch around the defensive side. 4th and long, and it's a decent snap. And this time he does get it off. Shanks it out, though, and a penalty flag. Wow.
Position unless we lose it here with a penalty.
Penalty was thrown at about the 17-yard line.
From the far side away from the football, but boy, the ball came down awfully close to a Minneapolis Lion over there. It looked like it almost hit him and would have become a live ball, but we're far enough away. Obviously, it did not hit him, but the Lions will get great field position pending the penalty at the 35 of the Buffaloes.
On the Lions.
Sideline violation is the way, if I know I think that's the call, is a sideline violation. Yep. Yeah.
Usually they'll give a warning but if he was on the field when the player, I don't know whether it's coach or player, but whoever it was, if they were on the field and the official bumped into him, it's an automatic flag. But a lot of times if they're just out of the box, they'll give a warning first. But and they may have given a warning earlier, but obviously a penalty right off the bat, you would think somebody must have been on the field.
Yeah.
Did they move the ball back?
They did. Not much, but Minneapolis will take the ball over at the
5-yarder then.
35-yard line. As they will come up here, trips to the right-hand side, delay a game. So, yeah, delay a game called on the Lions. I had a feeling that was going to be called. It looked like some confusion on whether or not Minneapolis had the ball. Keegan was still on the sidelines talking to the coach before he went in late to run the play in.
That will happen sometimes on a change of possession if there is a penalty, because you're dealing with the penalty and the questions that comes with that. And a lot of times if the official spots the ball and goes ahead and starts the clock and you're still discussing a penalty, that's a lot of times that's where you get into trouble there. But Lions will come to the playing field here with 1st and 15 from the Buffalo 40.
That's better than 1st and 23.
To the right-hand side, to the left, one in the backfield. McCulloch drops back to pass, throws up in the top, has Grayson George on the right-hand side, cuts it back in. And he kicks it down to about the 20-yard line, 21-yard line, close to a first down. Nice catch by, it is a first down. Nice catch by Grayson George.
Corner out there by Grayson went down and then broke to the corner, created the open space. They had an under route there and then the corner over the top, and good throw and catch there, gets the first down for the Lions, picks up for that penalty, and moves it down to the 23-yard line of the Buffaloes.
As they will this time they'll send trips to the left-hand side. One in the backfield, that's Eckert on his left-hand side. They will throw a little flat on the outside to Eckert. Eckert cuts it back in before he's taken down from behind, as he does gain about 3 on the play. Nice catch by Jake Eckert.
Lions mixing it up here. They've had success with the run early, now going to the pass and completing that short swing pass for about a 3-yard gain, brings up a 2nd and 7, moves it inside the 20 at the 19.
Well, the last 3 running plays by Minneapolis, actually the Buffs had a great job of stopping them, and that Minneapolis goes back to the pass of the last 3 plays. Shotgun formation drop, delayed handoff to Eckert. Eckert bounces to the left-hand side, has some running room up on the left-hand side. We do have a penalty flag in the area of a possible holding. He does have the first down if it sticks.
Lions went with the draw play that time, and what the linemen do is they invite the defenders up the field and then try to run them up the field. And a lot of times if a defender does not go for that, then that really invites the offensive lineman to hold. And in this case, that's what happened with the Lions on the outside there. The holding call is going to back them up and put them in about a 2nd and 18.
As it was from the line of scrimmage, as you said, the 10-yard penalty will back him up to a 2nd down and 18. as the ball will be placed about the 27-yard line. To the right, one to the left, one to the backfield. Tight end is Crossan. Dylan Crossan on the right-hand side. As McCullough draws back to pass, steps up, throws the drop, has Macy, and goes right through his hands on the right-hand side. As had a nice pass, just goes right through Kyler's hands.
Good job of blocking that time by the Lions lineman and Jake Eckert in the backfield. The Buffaloes are in a 4-4, and they brought their outside linebacker on a blitz. He was able to get through, but was picked up by one of the pulling linemen and Jake Eckert over there. Enabled that pass to be thrown and on target, maybe a little bit high. It would have been a tough catch, but probably a makeable catch, but not completed, so it'll bring up a 3rd and 18 for the Lions.
Keegan did a great job of stepping into the pocket before he threw that, as he goes under center this time with Klein and Eckert in the backfield. As he drops back and has some pressure, throws up top. This time goes to Argenbright, and Argenbright incomplete as he goes out of bounds. Didn't catch it anyway. That will bring up a 4th down for the Lions.
Well, we see the field goal.
This would be a deep one from here. 29-yard line, you had 17, you'd be looking about a 46-yarder. That would be an awfully deep field goal. So my guess is here you probably go for this one. This is a really tough situation. You really can't punt right here. You might not gain but about 12 yards. So this is a situation, even though it's 4th and 18, you might expect to see him go for this one.
As they will send Bristow and George to the left-hand side. Eckert and Klein in the backfield. McCullough goes under center. They send Bristow in motion. They hand off to Bristow in and around. Bristow on the right-hand side. Oh, gets tripped up. Nice job by Bristow. Takes it down to the 20, but the Broncos will take over on downs as Bristow catches about a 9-yard run.
The result ends up being about the same as punting one into the end zone, with the Buffaloes taking over possession at the 20.
As I guess I keep saying the Broncos, and I apologize about that, guys. So,
Wet noodle.
The Buffaloes will take over here, yeah. There you go. There's a lot of those colors in our league. Cromwell under center as they go to the halfback. He's going to be swallowed up for a loss. Nice job by the Minneapolis defense. In on there is Crossan, as well as Charlie Lynn and Nick Torres in on the tackle. Nice job by the Minneapolis Lions. Dylan Crossan, Nick Torres, and Charlie Lynn.
The way the Buffaloes do that play, it really takes a long time. The back actually comes toward the quarterback, takes a handoff facing him, and then actually turns and runs back the other direction. And really a slow developing running play out of the shotgun. It's enabling the Lions to really get upfield and make those tackles in the backfield. There, a loss of 2 yards can bring up 2nd and 12 for the Buffaloes, now inside their own 20 at the 18.
Cromwell on the shotgun, to the right, to the left for the Buffaloes, as Minneapolis will try to shut them down here on defense. They send one in motion. Klein follows them. And they've got a penalty here. And they got a timeout called by Republic County. So the Buffaloes will take a timeout here at the 1:21 mark as Minneapolis has a lead, 7-0. We'll try to hear a word from our sponsors.
Robertson Monument, they believe that supporting community activities are very important. That's why they're sponsors of Lions Sports. Minneapolis is a great town to live in, and Robertson Monument hopes you make it to as many games as possible.
The Minneapolis Junior-Senior High School linebackers are proud to continue their long-term support of the broadcast to the Lions games. Join them as they support student activities and the teachers of Minneapolis Junior-Senior High School. Go Lions, we're with you all the way.
At Robertson Monument, they believe that supporting community activities are very important. That's why they're sponsors of Lions Sports. Minneapolis is a great town to live in, and Robertson Monument hopes you make it to as many games as possible.
As the Buffaloes with the timeout, Minneapolis is back on the field, still waiting for the Buffaloes to come out. But you look down at the Buffaloes' play selection, they've basically had about 8 running plays. The only one that they really had positive yardage on was when they picked up the blocked punt and ran it for a first down.
They had one pass, didn't they?
They had one pass for 20 yards, 2 passes, one for 20 and one for 2 yards. But the line defense doing a nice job so far of being able to shut them down. As Cromwell will be in a shotgun once again for the Buffaloes. They'll send one in motion. Drops back, rolls the right-hand side, has some pressure, throws it up, and has a receiver. Nice catch for the first down, a gain of about 15 for the Buffaloes.
Yeah, an inside crossing route that time brought the inside receiver just on a little post there, sat down in the open hole, and collects that pass for a gain of 15 all the way out to the 35-yard line. So best play for the Buffaloes so far, with one of their best plays being a blocked punt that was, like you said, move forward. That's you're in trouble when that's one of your best plays. But there the Buffaloes do gain a first down and get it out away from their end zone and finally get some field position.
Shotgun formation once again for Cromwell. Man coverage for the Lions. Drops back, looks at a delayed handoff, throws it up, has a receiver, and luckily Argenbright started to go for the interception. A nice completion, gain of about 21 yards, and Argenbright goes up to try to intercept that and misses the ball and was able to luckily come down with the tackle because
he had no, that was bye-bye.
Could have been.
And playing man coverage, you don't want to let the receiver get deeper than you, and Argenbright stayed behind him. Caught the ball, was overthrown in front of the receiver, so he stayed behind trying to make that interception. The receiver actually did a nice job of cutting in front, getting his hands up and snagging that before Casey could get it. Moves it into line territory to 44.
They go a draw up the middle, and it's going to be taken in. Ball's on the ground, and it's going to be picked up, I believe, by the Buffaloes. There's a lot of players down in there going for it. There was a fumble, but I think the Buffaloes have come up with it. We'll see for sure.
Good job by Lions of stripping the ball right there. Actually held him up, and then second man in, stripped the ball out, and lucky by the Buffaloes to retain possession there.
Lost a yard on the play. Charlie Lynn with the tackle and the strip, I believe. And like you said, had him up tall, had him up high, and then ripped it down, and that's the end of the first quarter as the Minneapolis Lions have the lead 7-0 after one, as Minneapolis has had the ball down deep a couple times, and after the first drive hasn't been able to push it back through.
Right at the Buffaloes, stepping up big there.
7-0 Minneapolis on top against the Republic County Buffaloes.
The Minneapolis Junior-Senior High School linebackers are proud to continue their long-term support of the broadcast to the Lions games. Join them as they support student activities and the teachers of Minneapolis Junior-Senior High School. Go Lions, we're with you all the way.
It's fast, it's furious, and it's fun. It's Minneapolis Raceway. Minneapolis Raceway has brought you exciting races to Central Kansas and will continue the tradition. Minneapolis Raceway will give you and your family some of the most exciting races ever seen. Go Lions!
City Pharmacy has brought to you quality professional pharmaceuticals since 1963. Joe and Amber Wool will help you with your medications, durable medical equipment, cosmetics, gifts, and greeting cards. Your hometown pharmacy, City Pharmacy, downtown Minneapolis.
It's fast, it's furious, and it's fun. It's Minneapolis Race.
Welcome back to Minneapolis. As Terry got two commercials over here.
Yeah, and I don't know why it's not forwarding.
Buffaloes have the ball here as they have a shotgun formation to the right, to the left. One in the backfield. This time they do go to the handoff, and nice job by Minneapolis. Ball's on the ground again, and this once again the Buffaloes come up with it, but once again a tackle for the loss as Minneapolis doing a nice job of stripping the ball. Loss of 3 on the play.
Buffalo's pulled a couple backside linemen that time. We're trying to get a sweep to the play side, and the Lions did a nice job on the backside of just coming in behind those linemen, getting in the backfield quick and making that tackle. That's going to bring up a 3rd and long, 3rd and 13 for the Buffaloes.
Shotgun formation. Minneapolis changed the defense around just a little bit, puts McCulloch back into a safety position. As they send one in motion across the middle, they throw a little flat up the top, and Argenbright almost has the pick on the left-hand side. Excuse me, on the right-hand side.
He was pretty isolated there. He didn't have to worry about it going to the offensive receiver.
Another time the Lions there broke their 5-2 and went with the 4-2, brought in the free safety free over the top, so they still had the man under and the extra defender back there in the 3rd and long. That's a couple times they've done that against the Buffaloes. So, again, midfield, the Buffaloes line up as if they're going to go for it. We'll see if they go ahead and go for it this time or drop back and punt.
4th and 13 as they drop back to look like the punt. Ecker will go back, and this time kick will go off, and Ecker will pick it up at about the 15-yard line. Has some running room on the right-hand side, still on his feet, cuts it back up, breaks a tackle at the 40, Hazel at the 50, he's gone, 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Jake Eckert after the 85-yard punt return for the touchdown. Nice job, Jake Eckert.
Good play that time. The Buffalo stayed too far inside in their lanes and didn't get over there to the sideline. He was able to beat him up the sideline, and then he just had 3 or 4 there, and nice blocks by the Lions in front of him to spring him clear for the long punt return that really helps the Lions. They'd gotten in front 7-0 really early and looked like they were going to really put the pedal down, but for the rest of the quarter, it kind of let the Buffaloes hang around. So there was a big punt return to give the Lions the 13-0 lead pending the extra point.
And the kick is up, and it is good by Yoxel as he kicks it right through. Nice job by Andrew Yoxel, but a great kickoff punt return by Jake Eckert. They're at the 11:52 mark. Was that 8 seconds off the clock, guys? Is that right? No, 11:32. Is that a 3 or 2? I can't.
That's a 52. 52 up there. 10:52 right now.
10:52 left. So as Minneapolis takes the 14-0 lead, we will go ahead and take a break. Once again, you're listening to 910KNA.com.
CNR Plating would like to take this time to thank their many friends and customers for making their business what it is today. Kevin also wants to wish the Minneapolis Lions a great season. CNR Plating would like to take this time to thank their
Roth Repair has been a fixture in Minneapolis for some time now.
Take that off here. I see why it's messing up. It's running low on battery.
As Minneapolis will get ready to kick the ball here as Yoxel has placed the ball down at the 40-yard line. Yoxel, we'll see what he does here. As this one, he kicks it on the ground as well. And it's going to be picked up at about the 30-yard line. And it will be taken on the right-hand side to about the 40. As number 42 for the Buffaloes returns that one, and that one is Javante Dyke for the Buffaloes.
Lions on both their kickoffs have squib kicked the ball, and the Buffaloes here will end up with pretty good field position starting at their own 38.
You got to trust your defense to do that.
Shotgun formation for Cromwell to the right, to the left. As this time they throw across, and nice job by Kyler Macy. Kyler Macy does a nice job of cutting in front of him. The receivers wanted the flag, but Kyler timed that perfectly, Lyle, as he come through on the backside and got a hand in there.
Buffalo's finally had some time to throw right there. Their line did a little better job. Lions D-line has been getting up the field so much. That was the first time the quarterbacks really had a chance to really step into the throw. Made a nice throw there and a really nice play. Really nice play there on defense to step around and knock that ball down, and brings up 2nd and 10 for the Buffaloes.
Shotgun formation for Cromwell, one in the backfield with him, as they will send one in motion. Drops back once again to pass, throws across, and it's caught with a 5-yard reception, and he's tackled by Kyler Mason. As they go right back to the same receiver, this time about a 5-yard cross the middle route.
Buffaloes have had some success throwing to their trips when they run that motion. This time they come back to the one receiver side, just throw a quick slant, pick up about 7 yards. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 3. First time they've gone back to the one-on-one receiver on the backside. So they're trying to mix it up a little bit.
To the right, to the left for the Buffaloes. High snap, drops across, throws across, and has a receiver. Nice catch, but a great hit by Argenbright. Right at the line of scrimmage, he'll be close to a first down, but a great hit by Argenbright.
A favorable spot for the Buffaloes right there. That's going to be probably they're going to have to measure. Well, they don't have to measure that one. That's a little surprise. It looked like it was right at the marker, but tackled right when he caught the football. I wasn't quite sure he'd gotten that far. It was a pretty good spot.
Yeah, as Dale said, forward progress right when he caught the ball.
I just don't think he quite got that far. I really thought that was a favorable spot for the Buffaloes there. But regardless, it's 1st and 10. Now out near the midfield.
Minneapolis sends 5 on the defensive line. They show a little pressure, and there's a hold right there in the backfield. No call as the halfback takes it right at the line of scrimmage, gain of about 1 on the play. As I say a hold, it could have been a hook on the right hand, on that left hand side, but needless to say, they got a little yardage. 1-yard carry.
Yeah, it's tough with the one-back set. You don't have a fullback to lead. They're running basically inside the tackles with that tailback and just not having much success. The Lions doing a nice job on their D-line, just staying inside, staying in their gaps, and making tackles.
To the right, to the left, shotgun formation for Cromwell, 2nd down and 9. They go back to the halfback again, and he bounces off a tackle. Hard runner, gets about 4 yards on the play, but he bounces. This is the first time he's bounced off of one of our defenders and gains about 3 yards more.
Big style backs that, if you hit him up high and you're all by yourself, it's going to be hard to bring down. And hit him low, take his feet out from underneath.
Exactly the case. That time Austin Crossan looked like maybe came in just a touch high, and on a big back like that, you've got to go low. And he was run over that time, and they were able to pick up 5 yards and bring up 3rd and 5.
Defense switches around a little bit as they drop a free safety back. Drops back to pass, once again throws the right-hand side. Oh, great hands by Minneapolis as Grayson George did a great job with the right hand to reach across there and knock that off, kind of diving. If he would have missed that ball and the receiver would have caught it, could have been gone, but great defense by
picture perfect pass
Grayson George.
There.
The Buffaloes went back to the crossing route, took the outside receiver on the post and brought the inside receiver on the out. They've had some success with that, but the Lions are getting so much pressure. They know the ball's coming out quick, so Grayson sat on that. When he saw the out, he broke in front, knocked that ball down, made a nice play, bring up 4th and 5.
Shotgun formation once again. They'll send to the right, to the left, drops back to pass, has some pressure flushed out of the pocket, throws it up and incomplete as Minneapolis will take over with good field position right there at the 47-yard line.
Buffaloes that time tried to go with an out and up. They tried to bring that same route that they've run a couple of times, the crossing route with the out route by the inside receiver, and that time we're going to run him on an out and up. And again, good pressure by the Lions forced him out of the pocket and forced that throw quickly, and so he had to go to the inside, and that throw for an incompletion turns the ball over on downs. Minneapolis will start with great field position out at the 47.
8:13 left to go here in the second half. 2 receivers are right, 1 to the left, 1 in the backfield for McCulloch. As Dylan Crossan goes in motion, they do a delayed handoff and get nowhere. Actually, they will lose about 4 yards in play as Eckert with the carry.
I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but I've really seen in high school ball the last couple of years a real aversion to punting.
Yeah,
I'm not sure why people don't like to punt anymore.
I don't know if they don't have a true punter, and it's nobody gets any hang time to get anything down. It's
there with a 4th and 5 near midfield, it's not bad to punt the ball and play some field position.
You're only down 14.
As Lions will go trips to the right, they'll send Crossan in motion again from right to left. McCulloch will roll to the left-hand side, drops back, throws across, has Grayson George out of bounds at the 40 as they will pick up a 17-yard completion. Nice job by Minneapolis.
One reason you might normally think a team would do that is that you respect your defense, your own defense so much, and their offense so little, you think you can stop them. But,
yeah, when you're struggling on defense and you're losing ball games, you really want to try to make teams go as long as possible. Really try to force them to go long field. But right there, the Lions made a nice pass, flooding the zone there. Had 2 receivers kind of close together, but still able to complete that ball and pick up the first down into Buffalo territory.
McCulloch drops back and has go right through the hands of Crossan as Dylan Crossan went out on the right-hand side, just went through his hands. Good hit by the Buffaloes. Falls incomplete.
Yeah, trying to hit the short out route that time and had the receiver open but not able to make the completion, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 10 as, again, the Lions have moved the ball down inside the 40 of the Buffaloes. 7 minutes and 20 seconds left in the second quarter, still leading 14-0.
McCulloch will bring his squad back. He'll send Grayson George to the right-hand side, Kyler Macy and Casey Argenbright to the left with Dylan Crossan and tight end on the left-hand side. Jake Eckert in the backfield with McCulloch to his left, shotgun formation. Drops back, straight back, has some pressure, comes up, throws low and to the ground as incomplete pass will bring up a 3rd down and 10 for the Lions.
Good job again blocking by the Lions that time. Jake Eckert took one for the team right there. A blitzing linebacker, number 45, which is their running back, was coming on the blitz that time, and Jake had to step up and got flattened in the process, but he kept him off the quarterback long enough for McCulloch to make that throw. Unable to make the completion, though, and bring up 3rd and 10 from the 39.
I just looked to see who number 45 is. Doesn't surprise me here. Nick Junker, 210-pound senior. He's
I was wondering if that was
pretty good size. Drops back. McCulloch steps in the pocket, and he will
tripped up.
Tripped up as he tried to run forward a few yards, but he'll be tripped up. Gain of about 3 on the play. We'll bring up a 4th down and about 7.
Again, pressure from the outside that time by the Buffaloes, so McCulloch had to step up inside. Didn't have time to really go through any kind of a read progression, so just able to get up inside, keep control of the football, move the ball up 2 yards, bring up a 4th and 8. Again, out at the 36-yard line in that gray area.
Watch the short kick here.
I don't think they'll do it. McCulloch in a shotgun, trips to the left-hand side, 1 to the right for McCulloch, Eckert in the backfield. And there's a penalty as they jump off sides.
Unfortunately, it doesn't give us a first down, but it moves us a lot closer.
Yeah, it gives a manageable 4th down if you want to go for it. That's a good play right there because they may not be expecting it where the offsides would not get a first down, but it does bring it at a manageable distance where you can then try to go for it.
Second penalty for the Buffaloes tonight. As a 4th down and a long 2 at the 6:29 mark.
This at least gives you the option to throw or pass here. You could even roll out with the with the pass throw option, or pass run option also. So it gives you much more options with a 4th and 2.
To the right, 1 to the left, crossing goes in motion, shotgun formation. They do the little fake delayed
screen.
Gets it up to Eckert, has to throw it quickly, and Had's blitzing Dyke from the left-hand side as he comes in untouched, and McCulloch had to be flushed out of the pocket and couldn't get it off.
Well, it looked like a screen, but the lineman didn't go downfield, so they were just trying to get the halfback out in the flat, but he went underneath the end, and it took a little more time with pressure in his face. McCulloch had to get rid of it. Back really wasn't ready, so incompletion there is going to turn the ball over on downs. The Buffaloes will take over 1st and 10 at their own 36.
It's a 3rd or 4th drive that's been stopped by the bus.
Bus will take over on their own 31-yard line, and timeout called by the Buffaloes. So at the 6:06 mark, Minneapolis still with the lead, 14-0. As actually the Buffaloes defense has not done too bad.
Yeah, like I said, it's 3rd or 4th drive they
stop us.
Yeah. Fixture, get it? Roth Repair can fix, replace, maintain, patch, build, remodel, and mend just about anything. The work is professional and the cost is reasonable. Roth Repair, Minneapolis. Call them today if you need something done right the first time.
Todd and Shelley Wilson and Wilson Shields Funeral Home offer affordability and dignity. They know that the Minneapolis Lions will have a great season and want to wish them the best. Wilson Shields Funeral Home. Our family serving your family.
Welcome back to Minneapolis. As we said earlier, Lions with a 14-0 lead against the Republic County Buffaloes. As at the 6:06 mark left in the second quarter, Republic County calls their second time out. Saw something they didn't like, wanted to talk about it, and they're definitely taking their time. Call this to call whatever play they're calling.
And with 6:06 left in this first half, being up 2 scores, Buffaloes really haven't threatened much other than the one completed pass that if Casey hadn't been able to make that tackle might have gone the distance. But that's the problem. You're only 2 scores up. You're only 2 big plays away from letting them back in here. So the Lions really need to step up on defense and shut them down right here on this drive, get the ball back, try to score before half.
Cromwell in a shotgun. Drops back to pass. Throws it up top. Has a receiver. Just out of reach as Klein had the defense, but the receiver had Klein beat on the left-hand side, but out of his reach, incomplete pass.
Been a better placed ball, we'd have been in trouble.
The Lions have been playing man-to-man all night and really have gotten away with it pretty well, other than the slip early by Klein, and then that time, really the first time one of the defenders has been really behind a receiver. That time, if they'd have been able to complete that corner route, that could have done some damage, but the incompletion there brings up 2nd and 10 for the Buffaloes. Shotgun formation once again. 2 receivers right to the left. They will go to Junker in the backfield, and this time he's hit by Crossan as well as number 57 for the Lions, and that is Austin Crossan. So Dylan Crossan and Austin Crossan take him down for a no gain. We'll bring up a 3rd down, actually a loss of 1. We'll bring up a 3rd down 11. Good job of gang tackling by the Lions that time because, again, they hit him too high early and one man wasn't going to bring him down there. So next couple of defenders getting there quickly to help bring him down. Again, they're tackling the awful high there. Need to really start getting lower or else keep gang tackling to the football. Shotgun formation for Cromwell.
Two receivers to the left, two to the right. As this time they will go once again to the halfback. And this time he's hit hard at about the 35-yard line. There is a penalty flag in the area of holding. We'll see exactly what the call is as the flag was thrown at the 30-yard line.
The Lions defensive end has been a good job of keeping them from getting outside, and in that case, that's one of the reasons they finally did get outside. Obviously, the holding call on the defensive end out there enabled him to get wide and pick up a few yards, but that holding penalty will probably be declined because it wasn't enough of a gain. It would still create a 4th and long.
So, but they do get the yardage.
4th and 7.
4th and 7. So
you would certainly hope on their own 35 with 5 minutes left, just down 2 scores, that they would punt here. So you would really think declining here, you're going to create a punt.
You'd think so, but boy, we've not seen it tonight.
I think it's the right decision, though. You've got to try to force them to punt here.
Good snap. And this is a good punt. This will be picked up, rolls, and it'll roll down to about the 24-yard line. So the Lions will take over at the 24 at the 4:36 mark, as Minneapolis will have a chance here to add to the score. 4:36 left to go here in the second quarter. Minneapolis on top 14-0. Dale, let's just keep it here as Minneapolis will come right out here and come up right with the play.
I know the Lions have a 2-score lead, but this is a pretty important drive right here. 4 minutes, 36 seconds left. You'd really like to march the football here and score before the end of this half and go in 21-0. You'd feel a lot better about this game. You'd like to go in more than 2 big plays ahead of these Buffaloes.
They'll send Grayson George the left-hand side to the right. Dylan Crossan goes in motion. Shotgun formation for McCulloch. Drops back to pass, has some pressure, throws it up. Out of the reach of Grayson George, well defended by the Buffaloes. We'll bring up a 2nd down and 10.
A little miscommunication between the receiver and quarterback there. They were running a corner route, and Grayson went a little more upfield with it. Looked like McCulloch threw it more to the outside, so quite a long ways from the completion there. Will bring up a 2nd and 10, still back at the Minneapolis 24-yard line.
I had to hold my breath there. I almost wondered if they were going to get an illegal procedure on Dylan Cross there. It looked like he might have jumped forward a little bit on that.
The motion back has a couple times looked like it's been close, but no call. 2 in the backfield. McCulloch under center. This time a little fake cross, and McCulloch flushes to the left-hand side. He's going to run it, and he's going to be taken down at the 25-yard line due to a penalty flag at about the 26-yard line. And I'm assuming that'll be a holding call.
Defensive end really got upfield and looked like he'd taken him down, but the referee didn't throw the flag, so I didn't see the umpire throw it. I was really surprised the referee didn't throw that one.
What's that?
So it went holding.
Yeah, the first one, I don't know what he did, Dale, but the second one was a holding call. I'm not sure what he was motioning the first time, but
the umpire has his own language of referee because he gave him a funny call, but the referee did make a holding call. So that will back the Lions up and bring up a 2nd and 20. So again, needing this drive really with 4 minutes 21 seconds left is going to set the Lions back in a 2nd and 20.
4:18 left to go here in the first half. McCulloch will bring a squad at the line of scrimmage. He'll send Argenbright and Macy to the left-hand side. Grayson George to the right. Dylan Crossan tied in on the left-hand side. Shotgun drops back to pass, throws it up. Has Macy at about the 32-yard line and couldn't hold on to it. Incomplete pass. Would have been a nice, about an 18-yard gain. Incomplete pass.
Looked like the defender, number 6, was in position to make a play on the football, and then Macy ran right by him. And when he initially threw it, I thought that might be a problem right there. That might have been an interception, but Macy did a good job of running through the route, and McCulloch kept it to the outside, and they had a chance for the completion there. But with the incompletion, it's going to bring up a 3rd and 20.
3:54 left to go here in the second quarter. To the right, one to the left, one to the right, to the left. McCulloch in a shotgun. Drops back. Throws it up high. Has Grayson George. Lays himself out, but Grayson delayed himself and then tried to run into it just a while and had position. Laid himself out nicely, but just couldn't. About 5 yards past, and we got a penalty flag.
Roughing the passer.
Roughing the passer. There we go. That'll be a first down, guys.
Yeah, it's a huge mistake by the Buffaloes because it does carry an automatic first down with it. The Lions, with the incompletion, we're going to be forced to punt with a 4th and 20. And instead, the Buffaloes, with a major mistake there, will give the Lions new life here on this drive and give them an automatic first down.
15-yard penalty, but it is an automatic first down. So that will definitely breathe new life then for the Lions.
Boy, the coach, you just cringe right there. You got a 3rd and 20, and those are the ones that give you gray hair in a hurry.
As Minneapolis will send Adam Klein in as Macy comes out. One receiver to the right, one to the left. Klein and Eckert in the backfield. And they go to Eckert. And he'll be taken down. Gain of about 1 on the play.
Lions go back to the running game they had success with real early and have kind of gone to the pass quite a bit here over the last quarter. And go back to the run game there, only pick up 1, so they bring up 2nd and 9. Still at the Minneapolis 33.
As they will come back here as McCulloch gets a play in here. Starting to cool off a little tonight. It was ended up being a pretty beautiful day, but a little darker and it's cooling off a little bit. 2 in the backfield for McCulloch under center. 1 to the right, 1 to the left. Tight end on the right-hand side. They will go back to Eckert. Eckert breaks 1 tackle, still on his feet. He will be taken forward progress up to about the 37-yard line, 38-yard line. We'll bring up a 3rd down and about 4.
Good blocking by the Lions that time. The Buffaloes were in a 4-4, so 8 men in the box, but the Lions were still able to block it well enough to get outside and pick up 6 yards. So that brings up a more manageable 3rd and 4 for the Lions now out to the 38-yard line. 2 minutes and 35 seconds on the clock as this second quarter winds down.
They'll send Argon right to the right-hand side, Grayson George to the left, Klein and Eckert in the backfield, McCulloch under center. Right-hand side is tight end Dylan Crossan. This time they will go to Eckert once again. Eckert this time does get forward for the first down. Nice job by Jake Eckert. He takes it up to about the 43-yard line. Gain of about 5 on the play, just enough for the first down.
And now that you pick that first down up and the clock stops here as they move the chains, there's 2 minutes and 13 seconds left. Now by picking that first down up, the Lions will, if they believe they still got 2 timeouts left. So now's the time where you can start looking for the sidelines, but also some plays over the middle to use your 2 timeouts and try to pick up another touchdown here.
1st and 10 for the Lions. Ball on the Minneapolis 42-yard line. They'll send Dylan Crossan in motion. 2 receivers to the right. Eckert in the backfield. Drops back to pass is McCulloch. Throws up top to Grayson George. Nearly completed. Off of his hands, I thought he had it, and it just bounced out. Incomplete pass. Would have been a first down. We'll bring up a 2nd and 10.
Lions really like this corner out against this zone. They run it about 4 times here. I've only completed it, I believe, 1 time, but it's been open out there, and they're just not making that completion between the quarterback and receiver. But that incompletion will stop the clock with 1 minute and 48 seconds left and bring up a 1st and 10.
Actually, they called a penalty. I believe it was a legal man downfield. Is that what this?
Must have been declined, whatever it was.
No, they did move it back.
They moved it back.
Okay.
They moved it back.
Yeah, all right.
So I think
that was a signal. That's illegal motion.
Legal motion. Okay.
Must have finally caught the motion back, moving.
Well, and he did
forward
it again.
there.
He did. He started forward before the ball was down.
McCulloch in his shotgun. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Eckert in the backfield. 1st down and 15. Has some pressure coming. Gets it up top to Grayson George. Nice catch by Grayson at the 49-yard line, and that is about a 13-yard completion. Nice catch by Grayson George.
Went back to the corner out again, able to make that completion that time. Only concern there is the Lions really have 2 receivers awfully close together there. It brings that under route, so that underneath defender into the play. Good job by McCulloch hanging up to the outside over the top and making sure that ball can only be caught by the receiver. Nice throw that time for that 13-yard gain. Is going to bring up 2nd and 3.
7 receiver to the right, 1 to the left, 2 in the backfield for the Lions. Under center is McCulloch. This time he will go to Eckert. Eckert busts out 1 tackle and gets the first down as he takes it up to the Buffalo 47-yard line. That'll be Adam Klein was a carry, excuse me.
Well, they haven't sent no first down yet because they haven't stopped the clock. The clock's been running now for 10, 11, 12 seconds. before they stopped the clock right there to even see it was a first down. So we're down to a minute 25. That 12 seconds right there is might end up being kind of important.
Pretty big.
Well, I had down that was Eckert, and the public address announcer said Klein, so I'll go with his call.
I think it was a different style running than Eckert, so probably was Klein.
I mean, it was.
Oh my gosh!
It's a first down by a yard.
A yard. We could see from up here, and that, like you said, that wasted 10 seconds off the clock easily.
You don't want to call a timeout right there because you've got the first down. You see the first down. It was a poor job by the officials right there stopping the clock. So the Lions are up and ready to go here with a minute 25 seconds left in the second quarter.
Two receivers to the right, one to the left. One in the backfield from McCulloch. Drops back to pass. Has pressure coming. Gets it up top. Has it to Argenbright. Argenbright breaks the tackle. Goes to the right-hand side. Gets tripped up. Does he get out of bounds?
No, he's inbounds. But he does stop the clock because that is a first down.
So about a 16-yard completion.
Good job by McCulloch stepping in there. A lot of pressure up in his face. He did step forward and deliver that ball. Took the blow. Was able to get it out there. A little short. Nice catch. Nice play. Nice throw and catch to pick up that first down.
Shotgun formation once again, drops back to pass, has pressure coming, nice pickup, throws it up, and I think he had his arm hit as he threw it because he had some pressure coming. That was a great pickup block by Jake Eckert because had pressure coming from that right-hand side, Lyle, and would have just come untouched, and Jake Eckert stepped in and picked up a nice block.
Yeah, good job by Eckert and by McCulloch because they brought two. They had an inside blitzer and an outside linebacker blitzer. Eckert picked up the inside blitzer, but McCulloch stepped away from the outside linebacker who was coming free and stepped up inside enough to get that ball away and at least stop the clock on the incompletion, bring up a second 10, 57 seconds left in the second quarter.
And the flag is thrown by.
Too much time?
I don't see how they'd be delay game. Delay game would be called by the back judge.
Yeah, that would be encroachment or either a false start by the Lions.
Well, didn't he get lined up?
Well, unless Charlie Lynn picked up the ball.
Okay. One of the Lions lined up offsides. They lined up in the neutral zone, so that's going to back it up 5 yards and bring up a second, close to 16.
Second and 15 for the Lions. Ball on the 39-yard line. Eckert in the backfield. One receiver to the right. To the left. Dylan Crossan tight end on the left-hand side. McCulloch drops back to pass, throws across, has Argenbright, steps out of bounds wisely at the 33-yard line. Nice catch out of bounds, picks up about 6 on the play.
Better blocking that time by the Lions. They picked up all the defenders, gave McCulloch time to throw that quick out right on the sideline, so that's going to stop the clock at 53 seconds left and move it up to a 3rd and 9 for the Lions.
3rd and 9, as you said. Two receivers on the right-hand side, one to the left. Shotgun formation for McCulloch. Eckert in the backfield. Has pressure coming up the middle. Throws across. Has right behind Grayson George. Incomplete pass.
Big rush there.
Yeah, the Buffaloes this whole series have really been bringing pressure. They've been bringing all the linebackers. That time they only had 2 linebackers, but they're bringing the 4 front D linemen and also the 2 linebackers there. So if the Lions could hit something right in behind them, either a screen or something short, shallow cross, that area is open. So it's going to bring up a 4th and 10 with the incompletion. So a big play here for the Lions with a 4th and 10.
And the Lions are going to call a timeout to talk about this one. As Minneapolis calls a timeout to talk about it with 49 seconds left with the lead 14-0. We'll go ahead and take a break with them. You're listening to 910KNA.com as well as Eagle Communication Channel 8.
Roth Repair.
If you're searching for the right insurance to fit your needs, look no further. The Scott Osherman Agency is the place to go. American Family Insurance has been providing security and peace of mind for over 80 years. Call the Scott Osherman Agency in Minneapolis, your American Family Insurance agent.
Where do you go when you need groceries? Jeans IGA, of course. Jeans is proud to be a sponsor of Minneapolis sports and hopes that you will encourage your children to be as competitive in the classroom as they are in sports. Jeans IGA, a proud sponsor of today.
We're back. Welcome back to Minneapolis. It's 4th down and 10 here, Lyle. Shotgun formation for McCulloch. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Eckert in the backfield. What do we got?
A big play here for the Lions with just 49 seconds left. They're going to need to get something to the chains.
They show some pressure coming up. Throws across. Throws it low towards Argenbright's side, and Argenbright slips and it's short anyway. Incomplete pass. The Buffaloes will take over on downs.
Yeah, it would have been short of the first down had he caught it on his knees. He might have had some room to run if the ball had been up, but McCulloch did have some pressure up, but didn't really step into that throw. Probably one of his poorer throws of the night, unable to make that completion, turn it over on downs. So with 45 seconds left, the Lions still lead here 14-0.
And the Buffaloes out as they called their third time out of the night. 45 seconds left.
You know, I'd want to step up here with 45 seconds left, hold the Buffaloes right here, and get into halftime.
Shotgun formation for Cromwell in the bus. Two receivers to the right, bunched together to the left. On the backfield, they'll go to Junker, and Junker will be hit at the line of scrimmage. Gain of about one. I'm not sure why you'd call a timeout to call that play.
I didn't actually see if they had enough men on the field or something like that would have created a penalty. They are going straight no huddle though, so yeah, that is a little strange that you would come out and go no huddle after a running play.
Back once again. They go back once again to Junker, and this time they get a leg tackle and then hit up high by Eckert, but Torres trips him up low before somebody finishes him off with a 1-yard carry.
Down to 6 seconds.
Well, that should end the first half.
Yeah, they're not going to run another play.
And that's in the first half as Minneapolis Lions have the 14-0 lead against the Republic County
Buffaloes. Here from the Kansas State High School Activity Association that I'm going to read.
Is this official?
This is official.
We probably better not read it then.
Friday and Saturday, May 28th and 29th in 2010, celebrating 100 years of track and field history in Kansas. The KSHSAA State Track and Field Meet at Wichita State University in 2010 will mark a special occasion, the 100th anniversary of the State Track and Field Meet. This is a very special occasion in the sports history of Kansas schools. Within this 100-year span, no less than 37 future track and field Olympians, including 8 Olympic champions and a world record holder, participated in the KSHSAA State Track and Field Meet. Numerous other Kansas high school track and field athletes have become nationally known and have gone on to greatness in other sports. In short, the KSHSAA State Track and Field Meet has been a showcase for exceptional athletic talent that has produced remarkable performances. As part of the celebration, the KSHSAA is asking any former state track and field champion who won an event at a KSHSAA State Track and Field Meet to contact the KSHSAA. Also, if the address of any other champion is known, please send that information to Rick Bowden, and we will provide this address later. But basically, they're asking all gold medal winners at any of the past 100 years of state track meets, if you're still around, to come to a celebration.
I think we have one in the box with us tonight. Were you not a gold medal winner?
Nope.
You came back with a lot of points, though.
Yeah, going into the 4x4 relay, the last event at the state track meet my senior year, I was in 4th place as a team. So, I was the only guy that went to Minneapolis that year, but that's my one claim to fame there. But no, I never actually won an event. I was second in several and third in several, but was able to score some points, but never came home with a victory. And we had a kid move in from Indiana that was the All-State All-Class champ there as a junior, moved in when I was a senior and won the 110-meter hurdles and 300 hurdles, which were my 2 events that I expected to win that year. And and he was a national qualifier, and that was the end of that. But the year after that, we had a Minneapolis Lion win the state. We've got one, though. Eric Shoup won the 110-meter hurdles as a freshman. Full second behind my time as a senior, and I was just born a year too early. So Shoup got the state championship, but I didn't.
I'll be darned.
Yeah. There have been several people wearing the blue and red that have picked up gold medals, either on relays or individual performances. Several of them here in the last 15 years, especially starting from the 1990 on with Shoup and the Shea girls on up through there. There was kind of a DERS there in the 60s, 70s, and 80s where there weren't a whole lot of golds coming home, but probably the 50s too. But, that ought to be exciting. That's always a very spectacular event anyway, the state track and field meet, and to celebrate 100 years and invite all these past gold medal winners to come in. That ought to be quite a sight.
Yeah, it's a unique situation for Kansas to have all the classes in one place. That just doesn't happen in any other sport. So it's really a unique showcase and a really special event, probably one of my favorites.
And it's one of the biggest athletic events in the United States as far as participants is concerned. So.
And I'm sure there's other events like it, but I know Indiana does an all-class basketball where they all come together, or at least used to. I don't know if they still do, but it's just a unique situation with all the classes together. It just doesn't happen very often, and it's a unique event. It's been held for so long in the same place, and the same people go every year to go watch that, and it's just a good place to go to see the same people every year and see the good athletes that Kansas does produce.
So if you are a medal holder, gold medal holder, or if you have a relative that is a gold medal holder, contact Terry Meckel at the high school and they'll get you lined up, because they sure welcome people to come back for that. Both the squads are back out on the field now, getting ready for the second half. Let's see if the Lions can get something rolling here.
Dale, I'll let you swing as the camera. I'll let you swing over and catch the bonfire going on right now. I'm not.
Is there a bonfire going on? I saw that set up earlier.
Lyle and I were trying to figure out why we were having the bonfire game night, but got a bonfire going on.
That's not something that usually happens.
Yeah, usually Lyle and I are usually it's the night before you get everyone pumped up, but we got a bonfire going over here on the right-hand side. I'm assuming that wasn't fireworks that went bad.
I saw that set up today when I came, and I thought, why didn't they do that last night? That was my initial thought.
We had too much moisture last night.
Oh, that might have been it, yeah. They definitely wouldn't have had any bonfires in Kansas City last night for homecoming games, if there were any. Yeah, too wet. Well, we still have snow forecast for Saturday night?
I don't think so. Of course, I can't tell you that for sure. I haven't seen I've been more worried about trying to prevent my garden from freezing. So. Lions will come out here in the second half. Lyle, we talked a little bit about it, but what are some factors that we're going to have to look at Minneapolis-wise to build on this 14-0 lead? Only 2 scores up. You can't let them have a big play. What are some keys? What do you think Coach Mick had to say to the guys to try to get them adjustments in the second half?
Really going to have to take back control of both sides of the offensive defensive lines. Early on, the Minneapolis Lions were really dominating both sides of the line and able to run the football as well as really stop the run of the Buffaloes, which they really did all night, all first half. Really need to come back and reestablish that. Take care, and if they can run the ball a little bit, they can stop some of the blitzing of the Buffaloes, and that'll open back up the passing game. So the big thing is going to be for the offensive line and defensive line to really come out and take control of this early in this third quarter. And I think it's going to be important for the Lions to be the first ones to put points on the board. You'd like to see this be a 3-score game before it becomes a 1-score game. So I think the first team to put some points on the board is going to have an advantage here. So really the Lions need to come out and establish this. They're going to be kicking the ball off, so they need to come out on defense and really take control of that line of scrimmage, force the Buffaloes to punt, get some good field position, and get some points back on the board.
Lyle, as a former coach here, I'm going to ask you a question theoretically here. You know, we know who won the toss in the first half and who chose to receive and who chose to kick off. Why in the world do they take the captains out to begin the second half and have a little conversation?
Well, you can actually choose to kick.
Okay.
You don't have to receive the ball, and I've seen that happen by the Kansas State Wildcats. I'll have to clarify this. I'm a Jayhawk fan, but I have actually seen Bill Snyder kick twice to open both halves because of wind. He felt like he wanted to pin down deep inside. Now that gives away a possession in the ball game, but if you're in a situation, and tonight we've obviously got beautiful weather, so there's no real reason to do that. But that has happened and does happen occasionally. So we had it happen when I was in high school as a junior. We were down at Heston, and wind was blowing really bad that night, and they chose to kick to open both halves, and so that would be probably the number one reason that they do still have to make a choice when they come out.
Okay. Gives them the opportunity to change their mind if they need to, huh?
Right.
In most situations they probably won't, but that's a good point. Reasons why they would.
Well, we had asked each other that question, and I'm glad you brought that up to Lyle, because we've talked about that a couple times, wondering why they do that. But Minneapolis won the toss to start the first half, and
getting down to just a minute to go here in the reset of the clock for 3 minutes, and they haven't taken the captains out to start. Seems going on, so maybe they've just told the refs do it as planned or something.
Yeah, they'll run it all the way down this whole minute, and then bring the captains out and get it going. So both teams get a chance to warm up here on this cool night. When you go in for a half like that, cool nights, you really need to come out and spend more time with your warm up than you do necessarily early in the season when you've got the 75, 80 degree weather. So more important for the kids, especially coming out in a cold night, to get their muscles warmed back up. They don't really need to do a lot of stretching, but just do some get the blood pumping to the legs, and so you don't have any pulled muscles or anything. So really important to take full advantage of that 3.5 minutes to get yourself warmed up. So they'll take it all the way down to the minute, let them get warm before they bring them out.
As the Minneapolis captain says, I called earlier, Adam Klein, Keegan McCulloch, Charlie Lynn, and Jake Eckert, captains, as just run through the royalty again, as this is homecoming night. King is Dylan Hackett, and the queen was Megan Hikas. So congratulations to
Dylan
Hackett.
Tonight. How many times do you see homecoming king and queen chosen, and they came out together as attendants there as qualifiers. Usually you're looking for one to come from different places of the field, and king and queen came out together tonight as royalty candidates.
As Minneapolis and the Buffaloes, Lions and the Buffaloes out at midfield.
Homecoming is always a concern as a coach. You never know how your kids are going to react, whether you're going to come out fired up or whether you're going to come out with other things on your mind. But the Lions came right out and got a score on the board quickly and looked like they were going to take real control of the football game. So it's going to be important that they come back out and reestablish that here in the third quarter and get after it again.
Buffalo's well received to start the second half, and they will be heading to the north as Minneapolis Lions will try to stop them on defense, and as you talked, trying to establish a strong defense to start the second half will be nice.
We'll have to continue stopping the run. I'm sure the Buffaloes are going to come back out and test them again on the running game because they really haven't had a lot of success throwing, and I'm sure they're going to try to establish some kind of a running game to try to loosen up the pass game a little bit. But I'm sure the Lions, having the success they did early, they're going to stay with the 7 people in the box and stay man-to-man on the outside and really probably try to force the Buffaloes to throw again.
As Yoxel will put the ball down at the 40, and he'll get ready to kick here. Minneapolis on top to start the second half, 14-0.
We'll see if we get another squib kick here.
Wow, good to have you here tonight. It's been it's been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed having your knowledge up here again in the box with me, and I greatly appreciate that.
I never did get to hearing one on the radio.
Yeah, I was having withdrawals after 3 years of that, right?
And that one's kicked on the ground again. This one's picked up at about the 40, and wow, nice big hit by the Lions at about the 33-yard line. Big hit by number 38, and I got to look and see who number 38 is.
You can hear that.
Garrett Lott. Garrett Lott, freshman, hits him hard, and a big hit by Garrett Lott right there.
And again, the Lions continue the squib kick. All 3 kickoffs have been short. That gives Buffalo's possession at the 33.
They must have seen something. They must have. They got somebody back there that can definitely run the ball.
A little different set by the Buffaloes. The wide receivers, they still have the 4 wide, but they're a lot closer to each other. Spread the field out.
Almost stacked. Receiver, quarterback rolls the right hand side, throws behind his receiver, incomplete pass. As the Buffaloes start the second half.
And there's why the Buffaloes spread those inside receivers, those slot receivers out wide so they could come on the in routes, come on the slants, and had the receiver there, threw it behind him. Lucky that one wasn't picked off. Lions almost had an interception, and that would have been returned for 6. Brings up a 2nd and 10 for the Buffaloes, still at their own 32.
To the right, to the left, as Cromwell in the backfield with Junker behind him on the right-hand side. And they'll pitch it to Junker. And cuts it back up, and he'll be tackled at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of 1 on the play.
Almost looked like he was going to run wide there. And I go, come on, he didn't have that much speed, but he did cut it up the field.
Yeah, that was more of them taking advantage of the number game. The Lions came out and broke their 5-2. They actually brought in a free safety and went to the 4-2, so they went to the run game with it. Nice job that time by Dylan Crossan, staying outside, forcing it back inside, and good flow by the Lions to make that tackle for a short gain, bring up 3rd and long.
Shotgun formation for Cromwell, to the right, to the left. Good snap. rolls to the right-hand side, drops back to pass, throws across, an incomplete pass, and that will bring up a 4th down and a long 8.
This is an interesting huddle situation the Buffaloes are doing.
Yeah, I noticed it too.
They send the
receivers
out and not to the huddle, from the huddle, and the lineman and the quarterback and the one back stay in for it.
See that a lot out of the spreads. The receivers don't get tired from running in and out of the huddle. They just receive the signal from the sideline just like the quarterback does.
Yeah, drops back to punt at the 20-yard line. Good snap. This time it's rolls to about the 38-yard line of the Minneapolis Lions, and Minneapolis take over as they stop them with 3 and out.
Yeah, I can see the receivers consulting their little wristband as they were lining up, so obviously they had received a signal and they were...
It's been a huge change in football in the last 10 years. I used to signal in to my quarterback, but now it's become such a sophisticated signaling system because all the players, a lot of receivers and running backs are picking up signals from the sidelines at all levels, high school as well as college.
Oh yeah, college they just go nuts on signals anymore.
Shotgun formation from McCullough, 2 receivers to the right, and tries to get it to Eckert. Eckert goes down a little flight. Now Junker started to follow him out there on the defensive side, and McCullough had to throw it over top of him, and by doing so just let him too much, and a little bit of a tough pass when you don't have that, when they have that halfback coming out of the backfield.
Swing pass to the back out in the backfield, getting wide like that, you'd like to not have anybody between you and the running back. You had to wait for Eckert to clear that because the defensive man got upfield so fast. You had to wait for him to clear, and then it was a tougher throw and missed that, so it's going to bring up a 2nd 10.
This time they'll do a delayed handoff to Eckert. Eckert breaks a tackle, breaks it up the middle. He's at the 50, breaks another tackle. Nice block by another block at the 40. He's at the 30, at the 20, breaks another one, 10. He's going to be knocked out of bounds, 5. Touchdown, Lions. Nice job by Jake Eckert as he takes it 61 yards for the score. Nice ball, nice rush by Jake Eckert. Couple nice blocks in there, Lyle.
Much better blocking that time on the draw by the Lions. They were able to get out on the linebackers. One outside linebacker was left unblocked, but Eckert made him miss, then got to the outside and was able to outrun a couple of Buffalo defenders to the end zone. Nice run, but very well blocked. Good all-together play by the Lions, and that's the score that we were looking for them to get early and get it up to a 3-score lead, 20-0.
And the kick is up, and is it good? Yes, it is. Point after attempt is good by Yoxel. Nice job by Minneapolis as they come out and strike with their third play from scrimmage and get the completion. Or get the touchdown run. Nice job by Jake Eckert. That puts him over 100 yards for the night. Nice job by Eckert.
I'm sure that's exactly what the Minneapolis Lions coaches were looking for coming out of halftime. They get a 3 and out. They get the punt. They come back.
If you're searching for the right insurance to fit your needs, look no further. The Scott Osherman Agency is the place to go. American Family Insurance has been providing security and peace of mind for over 80 years. Call the Scott Osherman Agency in Minneapolis, your American Family Insurance agent.
Where do you...
Go ahead, Lyle. If you can remember.
As I was saying, I'm sure that's what the Lions coaches are looking for. They get the 3 and out, and then they come right back and establish the run game, get the long touchdown run, get the 3-score lead, and it's now 21-0 just as we get going here in the third quarter.
I would have let you interrupt me anytime, Lyle.
I apologize for cutting you off.
And the kick on the ground by Yoxel again. This time it's taken by... Oh, wow. Oh, bounces off the tackle, though. He's going to get to the outside. And nice tackle there to save that one on the outside. I don't see who that is, Jake Eckert. Jake Eckert did a great job. I don't know who hit him at the 30.
Klein, I think.
But I'll tell you, number 2 for the Buffaloes, which is Anderson, bounced off of that. Probably came to and realized he still was on his feet and bounced the outside. But Jake Eckert did a nice job of chasing him down. Eckert's had a couple of those big tackles this year.
I think we found out what the Lions are trying to avoid. The Buffaloes brought number 2 up and played him up close to the line, got it in his hands. The Lions didn't wrap up on the big hit, so he was able to get back to the outside, almost outran the defenders and created a big play. But Buffaloes will start 1st and 10 at their own 33.
Shotgun formation. This time they'll go to Junker again, and he'll be tackled at about the 34-yard line. gain of about 1 on the play.
Torres with a shoulder pad tackle there.
Well played,
the blocker.
Well played by Torres that time. They pulled, tried to trap him, brought the lineman from the backside to trap him. The back, instead of going inside that trap block, tried to go outside. Torres came off the block and made that tackle. Very well played for just a short 1-yard gain. It's going to bring up 2nd and 9.
Buffaloes will send 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. They've had the same formation. Occasionally they'll run a man in motion, but pretty much was what we've seen all night. Rolls the right-hand side out of the pocket, drops back, has some time to throw, throws across. Oh, nearly picked off by Kyler Macy.
Nice knockdown.
As Macy stepped in front of it, knocked that one down, but nearly had a pick.
He got to take his gloves off.
Yep.
That's a 2nd interception I thought he should have had tonight. Nice play jumping inside. Lions didn't get to the quarterback that time. That's probably the most time the Buffalo's quarterbacks had all night. Able to get that throw out. Nice play by Macy to jump in front, knock that down, bring up 3rd and long.
2 receivers are right, 2 to the left. They put Junker on the left-hand side, shotgun formation for Cromwell. They will go with Cromwell. Junker again. This time Junker has some running room and gets the first down. Gets about a 10-yard rush, as that's the longest run from scrimmage Junker's had tonight.
I don't know what we did yesteryear, Lyle, with that gloves. Or maybe they did in the late 80s. I don't know.
Yeah. And that was the first time Junker got up ahead of steam. He finally got through the line of scrimmage and was able to get going. Contact made about 7 yards downfield, but by that time, once he gets the head of steam going, they're really going to have to go low to make that tackle. They didn't, went high, and he was able to carry for another 3 yards and pick up that first down. So by far the biggest run for the Buffaloes tonight. It's going to bring up a 1st and 10 all the way out at the 45.
Shotgun formation, 2 receivers are right, 2 to the left. They go to Junker again. This time he's hit up. He still lumbers forward for about 4 yards as Junker picks up a little bit of yardage. You know, they started at a young age wanting to wear them dang gloves. Even my 3rd grade son playing football thinks he's got to have a pair of gloves on.
They aren't cheap either.
Well, they are if you make him wear his baseball gloves, his batting gloves from baseball season.
It's a little different type of glove than we had 20 years ago in '89 when they were starting to come out, but not a big fan.
Shotgun formation for Cromwell. Junker in the backfield. He drops back to pass, has a little time, throws across the middle. Ooh, there should have been.
Yeah.
Should have been a penalty thrown there as Macy hit him right before the pass even got there. Incomplete pass, no flag.
No, I think he stepped in front. I would disagree with him.
Wait to see it on film.
Yeah, 2-1. Macy's done a good job of jumping in front of several, and he was able to knock that one down. But a little early contact, should have been a pass interference. The Lions get away with one there and bring up a 3rd and 6 for the Buffaloes out near midfield.
Prejudiced view.
2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Lyle and they work well together. They give it back to Junker. Junker bounces off a tackle. He's hit by McCulloch with leading with the shoulder. Junker gets to about the 49-yard line. Gain of about 2 on the play.
Junker is running smarter. He's keeping his head down as he's going up the field.
Yeah, and he probably would have picked up the first down there, except Austin Crossan really did a nice job of finally going low around the ankles and really getting wrapped up, and then he wasn't able to drive his feet any longer. You got to get the leg stopped so he can't drive, but that's going to bring up a 4th and 4, and Buffalo's are going to take a timeout and think about it.
So the Lions with the 21-0 lead, 7:56 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. We will go ahead and take a break with them as the Minneapolis Lions have the lead, 21-0. Here you're listening to 910KNA.com as well as Eagle Communication Channel 8.
Go when you need.
Farm Bureau's wide range of insurance and financial products help protect what's most important, your family, auto, home, and other possessions. Call your Farm Bureau Financial Services agent in Minneapolis, George Dressy. Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company.
Bennett Autoplex supports the Minneapolis Lions. At Bennett Autoplex, Salina, you'll find a small-town family atmosphere with great prices on new and used cars, new GMC trucks and SUVs. Serving their customers since 1957, Bennett Autoplex, Salina.
Welcome back to Minneapolis. Lyle Davidson, Dale Leach, myself, Scott Osherman here as the Minneapolis Lions with the 21-0 lead here in the 3rd quarter. And so far, Lyle, the Lions have kind of done what they needed to, causing a 4th down and short here, and scored on their possession, stopped them on a 3-and-out, the best first possession. And Minneapolis has really only ran 3 plays. on the offensive side.
And this drive, the Buffaloes have picked up a couple first downs, and so it's going to be important for the Lions to step up right here and stop them at midfield here on this fourth down play.
Cromwell in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Junker in the backfield. Good snap. Cromwell drops back, throws across the middle, and incomplete pass, throws behind. The receiver wasn't even looking, as Grayson George was the closest one to it. And
that'll make you happy coming out of a timeout when your quarterback and your receiver aren't on the same page following a timeout on a fourth down play, but the receiver was looking to get down the field on the post, and the quarterback tried to hit him early like it was a slant, and nowhere close to a completion there. So the Lions will get a great break here and get good field position at the 49 and can really blow this one open here with a score here on the short field.
As they will send Argenbright out to the left-hand side, Grayson George to the right. 2 in the backfield is Klein and Eckert. McCulloch under center. Tied down on the left-hand side, they go to Klein. Klein bounces off a tackle, still on his feet, and he'll take it up to about the 42-yard line.
Mark his knee down short of the first down.
About a yard short. Nice gain by Adam Klein.
And like I said, this is exactly what the Lions needed. Other than the one running play for the Buffaloes, the Lions really have taken control of the line of scrimmage here, offensively and defensively, and reestablished the run game. So bring up a second short. Really nice chance here to go down the field, maybe take a shot here on second short.
1 receiver to the right, 1 to the left, 2 in the backfield. Once again, McCulloch under center. This time he goes to Eckert. Eckert bounces off a tackle and into flat up to 30. Has a blocker down, and that's Argenbright. Cuts it back in at the 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Jake Eckert, as he gets a 42-yard touchdown run. Nice job by Jake Eckert. Great block by Casey Argenbright as he gets a block down low, but a great run by Jake Eckert.
Yeah, Lions down the field blocking Casey and a couple others down there blocking. Eckert made a nice cut, made that defender that Casey was trying to get on fall down, but just a nice run, a good blocking at point of attack, and the Lions really taking control on the offensive line.
Ball's down, kick is up, and it is good. Nice job by Minneapolis as they take the 28-0 lead there. A great run by number 27, Jake Eckert, as he gets the 42-yard touchdown run. That is 103 yards on 2 carries in the second half for Jake Eckert.
Before we go to another commercial break here, we'll keep it here. Do want to mention I was notified this week. We do have another advertiser. They just haven't sent me the audio of it yet. Barry Martin, Farm Bureau Insurance, have joined up. So.
Bob Martin, Farm Bureau. Bob Martin's Farm Bureau, Barry Martin, State Farm.
Okay, excuse me. They said Farm Bureau. I didn't know they had 2 Martins. Excuse me.
Well,
he said Farm Bureau, so that was my mistake on who it was.
That'd be Bob Martin.
Excuse me.
Bob Martin is the Farm Bureau agent, so. And I'm assuming that'd be correct because I don't see. I can see Bob doing it. So. Yawks with a kick, and it's kicked on the ground again. It's going to be picked up. It actually goes over the head, but it's picked up by Anderson. Gets out on the outside. Oh, wow, breaks the tackle right there. And they do save Yoxel for the backside, but I'll tell you, that might be one thing now the coach sees and now kicks it deep.
Yeah, they brought him up short now twice to get that ball. Let's kick her deep now.
As both times, number 2, which is Anderson, has done a great job of making a little bit of run.
He's got some wheels. I'm surprised they haven't had him in the backfield.
Well, they must think he can receive better.
Yeah, they need to, obviously, intention would be to try to get him the ball some, maybe get him on some crossing routes. They really haven't done a good job of getting him the ball in the open field.
They go to Junker again, and nice job by Minneapolis as Austin Crossan and Charlie Lynn on the tackle. Great job by Minneapolis, Austin Crossan, Charlie Lynn, as he will have a no gain on the play. We'll bring up a 2nd down and 10.
Did you have a number of carries for him in the first half? I'm sorry, I missed that in your stats.
For Junker?
First half, yeah. 15, I believe, maybe?
No, we had 15 total carries, but we had a couple sacks in there,
Gotcha.
so 12 carries.
So, yeah, 12 carries, and then he's had 4 or 5 here in the second half, so going to tote the ball a bunch. Defensive line's going to get pretty familiar with him tonight.
Shotgun formation, drops back to pass, and, nicely tipped by Adam Klein as tried to get it to number 2, but Adam Klein did a great job on the defensive side as he popped that one up. And number 2, Anderson, still about came away with it. Anderson not very tall.
What year is he?
Senior, 163 pound. They've got him listed as a running back, but I don't know why they wouldn't put him in that, as we talked earlier.
Lions have done a good job in their man-to-man. You really don't want to get people behind you, and the Lions have done a good job of that, keeping everything in front, and even on the completions then making the tackles. But they're doing a good job of keeping it in front and then coming up once the ball's thrown and trying to knock them down.
3rd and 10. Cromwell drops it back, throws across, throws short, tries to go towards Anderson. And we'll bring up a 4th and 10.
Had him on a crossing route right there, ran a post and then came in behind with Anderson on the corner, and had a lot of traffic there. 2 defenders ran into each other, had him open, but the sophomore quarterback just not able to get the ball out there, threw it a good 3 yards short. So that's going to bring up a 4th and long for the Buffaloes.
As you did mention, a sophomore quarterback. You know, a young quarterback in the team. He drops back. He's going to punt the ball. Eckert goes back to receive. Standing about the 35. And kicks it off the right-hand side. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, it touched it.
I don't think so. No.
Oh.
Yeah, no. He was close to Macy, but it did not touch him.
That's like what we saw earlier. That's what I thought it maybe had come close to happening in the first quarter, and there again the ball came real close to Macy. I do not believe it touched him, but it was a good job by the Buffaloes to pick it up and run it in and make the officials make that decision.
Yeah.
Now they're kind of saying that it's now how is it their ball though?
Well, they're saying it did hit him, but they're saying the inadvertent whistle stopped the play right there, so they don't get the touchdown. And that's bad. That's really bad for both sides.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That's a frustration on both sides. Is that first, I don't think it hit Macy, and second, if it did, Buffalo should have got a touchdown out of that.
Yeah.
With the inadvertent whistle, it stops it right there.
I bet that official's getting an earful right now. They go to Junker, and Junker will take the ball down to about the 25-yard line. This is the deepest the Broncos have been tonight in Minneapolis territory after I didn't think it touched him either, Lyle. It's hard to tell from this distance, but I didn't think it touched him either. The Buffaloes wisely picked it up and ran it, but as you said, the inadvertent whistle.
Yeah, and Macy didn't argue too much, and he's probably the only one that knows. So it was probably the case that it was the right call, but and probably very fortunate for the Lions that there was a whistle there, and they get a chance to play defense.
Shotgun formation for Cromwell. Drops back to pass, throws across. Well off the mark, but it may have been touched by Dylan Crossan on the left-hand side of that defensive end. May have had a paw up and knocked that one. At least got it off the intended target.
Looked like it hit a shoulder pad either of the offensive lineman or Crossan. Tipped before it was able to get out there, and that's going to bring up 3rd and long for the Lions. So giving up the field position here off the touch punt, two nice stops bring up a 3rd and long.
Cromwell in shotgun. Junker behind with him. He goes to Junker, and he'll be taken down. Maybe gains a yard or two on the play, but doesn't gain much. We'll bring up a 4th down, and only gains 1 yard on the play, so 4th and 6.
Yeah, and the 3rd and long, the Lions drop the free safety back, so they go to the run game inside, but only able to pick up 2, so that's going to bring up 4th and long. Here in this situation, they really haven't punted on many 4th downs tonight anyway, so right here in this 25-yard range, you'd definitely expect them to go for it here.
Yeah.
Would definitely look for the corner route to number 2, so that's to the short side of the field, though, so we'll see what they end up doing. Got 2 in the boundary.
2 receivers to the right. They send one in motion, and that is Anderson. He steps forward, drops back to pass, throws across, and throws it incomplete. And that will bring up a 1st down for the Lions.
Lions avoid a big one there.
Yeah, I wonder why they had 2 into the boundary. They brought him in motion to the wide side and then tried to get him into the flat and let him run with it, but just unable to make that completion. The Lions did a good job of defending at the defender came clear across formation, was right there with him. Probably would have made that tackle even if he had completed it short of the 1st down. So Buffalo's turn it over on downs, and the Lions jump ahead 28-0.
Cromwell 0 for 9 passing in the second half. Has yet to get a completion in the second half. Under center is McCulloch. 2 in the backfield is Klein and Eckert. This time they will go to Eckert, and Eckert bounces off the tackle and lumbers forward.
4 linebackers there, all tight in. behind the line.
And that time the Lions went to the slot receiver side, actually brought him in the backfield as a second blocker, and ran to that side, just trying to work some clock here. Picked up 3 yards, bring up 2nd and 7.
As McCulloch will go under center once again. 2 in the backfield with it this time. They fake to Klein, go to Eckert. Eckert bounces on the outside, cuts it up again. He's at the 40. Could break this one loose at the 50. Nobody to beat him. 40, 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Jake Eckert.
Well, this definitely ought to be a 200-yard night.
As he goes 74 yards for the touchdown. Nice run by Jake Eckert. Big run right there.
I really like to credit blocking when there's good blocking, but that was just a nice individual effort by Eckert. They tried to trap block, brought Crossan in the backside back over and tried to do some trap blocking, but it really wasn't there inside. He just broke that to the outside, made the play himself with some speed to the outside, just made a nice run there to bring up a 34-0 lead for the Lions.
And the kick is up, and it is good by Yoxel. Nice job by Minneapolis as they increase the lead to 35-0 here with 3 long touchdown runs by Jake Eckert here in the 3rd quarter as Minneapolis has a 35-0 lead. Guys, I'm going to run some stats real quick. You guys keep talking here for me.
I sure have to agree with you there, Lyle. I looked at that play development. I thought, uh-oh, he's in trouble. He's going down, and he got out of it.
Yeah, a play that was designed to go inside, and he was able to bounce it to the outside. When the defense stepped up and stuffed it inside, he was able to bounce it to the outside and use some speed to get wide, and then just outran the defense. They really didn't do a very good job on their pursuit angles of trying to cut him off. They came awfully flat, and he just flat out ran it to the corner and made a nice long run.
We haven't seen many big runs out of a back for quite a long time in Minneapolis.
And the way the game started, this is kind of what maybe we expected to see in the first half with the long run early and the touchdown, scoring 3 touchdowns in this quarter. I think this is more like what the Lions felt like they probably should have done in the first quarter, and so it's good to get out here and widen this lead and really almost salt this game away here with 3 minutes and 36 seconds left in this 3rd quarter.
I shouldn't say long time. I forget Jared Schmidt and Kyle Lumberger.
This time it's taken by, still kicked on the ground, but nicely defended by Minneapolis. Goes to a different return specialist right there for the Buffaloes. But as I'm just trying to get some rough yardage here for the Lions. But wow, a couple big runs there.
Big time running here by Jake Eckert tonight. Really carrying the Lions.
And if you can keep the ball on the ground and not have to throw the ball, that's obviously the preference. So keep running it and keep moving the ball, and again, keep dominating by the offensive and defensive lines here. So the defense needs to step up here and continue that.
They go to Junker with a little handoff to Junker. Gets about 2 yards on the play.
You know, as far as the defense and their morale, their mentality, I know big plays on offense, like pass plays, they get you down, but nothing like if you have repeated running plays that go for big yards. That just you kind of go, ugh. How'd we let that happen again?
Yeah, demoralizes the defense in a hurry.
How'd we let that happen again? There's, who was that? 53, Torres, had a nice sack in the backfield, kept the blocker at bay.
Yeah, 53 is actually Brant Radke. Did a nice job of staying outside and forcing that back inside. And they tried to run a quick sweep that time. The quarterback and the halfback sprinted to the sideline, did the quick pitch, and he did a nice job of turning it back inside where the linebackers could come run and make that tackle.
I'm going to share a stat with you here in a second that's just going to blow your mind here. As Cromwell in a shotgun. Rolls the right inside, passes, and incomplete as tries to go towards Anderson. What I got, guys, 269 rushing yards.
Wow.
For 269 rushing yards, and then you tack on another 85 kickoff return, all-purpose yards. He's got 355 all-purpose yards.
How many touchdowns does he have?
4 touchdowns.
4? Okay.
So Back to punt is
5 is the Minneapolis record
Cromwell
by one person.
at the 20. And he does get it off, and this time it's going to be picked up by Eckert at about the 42-yard line, as he'll be knocked, still on his feet. Wow, Eckert's still going. Oh my goodness, what a hard runner he is tonight, as he still takes it all the way out to the Buffalo 42-yard line. That was another 25-yard punt return.
It looked like he was going to get pushed out on the sidelines over there. He took it, broke it up the left-hand side, looked like he was going to go out of bounds, and then was able to spin back to the inside and pick up another couple of yards, moving inside Buffalo territory to the 42-yard line. So Lions head 35-0, pick up great field position to start this drive. 1st and 10 at the Buffalo 42.
Lions go to an I formation as Klein and Eckert in the backfield. One receiver to the right, one to the left. McCulloch under center. They pitch it to Eckert. Nice block by Crossan. They've got a penalty flag thrown, but nice little run by Jake Eckert to the right-hand side, but a penalty flag is thrown in the order right towards Dylan Crossan.
Holding is the call.
That's the one I thought was a good block. That's the call I thought said was a good block, and Bob, you're shaking your head, and I think you're in agreement on me.
Yeah, when you run the sweep, you've got to reach the defensive end. That's the block that will enable a sweep to be a good play. If you don't get that block, it'll get strung out to the sideline, and you've got nothing. And Dylan did a great job of reaching that block, getting outside, forcing him back to the inside. I was watching that block because I saw the sweep, and that's where I looked, and that was definitely not a hold. And
that's the area they threw it in, unless they threw it in a different player, but that's sure the area they threw it at.
And that being behind the line of scrimmage, and I don't like this rule in high school. They back it up from the spot of the foul, and that moves it all the way back and brings up 1st and 25.
They were sending receivers to the right and left. They throw over the top of McCulloch. Incomplete pass will bring up a 2nd down and long. And I was saying earlier that Cromwell is 0 for 10 passing. Keegan has not got a completion yet here in the second half. Only thrown the ball 3 times because
hasn't needed
to. So.
And that again, you'd like to be able to throw when you want to, not when you have to, and that's what the 3 big touchdowns have done for the Lions. They're now in that situation where they can run the ball when they want to and throw the ball when they want to.
This time they will send 2 in the backfield, Eckert and Klein. Receiver to the right and left, they will go to Eckert. Eckert breaks it up. A big hole right there at the 40. At the 30, 40, 10, 5, touchdown, Jake Eckert, as he runs a 55-yard touchdown run. Untouched, guys.
You might be saying a Minneapolis record set here tonight for rushing yardage. I don't know, wish I had my stats with me. He might have just done it on that one. Scores the 5th touchdown of the game. That's ties. Record held by Ryan Mortimer and Jared Schmidt.
And Republic County was in a 4-4 that time and brought all of their linebackers on a blitz. And when that happens, if you break through that first wall, you're down. There's just nothing to stop you between there and the end zone. And once he broke that line, it was just, it's no good.
He missed it. Wait a minute here. What? Oh, my goodness. He missed that one. Go ahead, Lyle. Sorry about that.
That's all right. It's just when you have a blitz like that, once you break that line, there's just nobody back there. So once he broke through, it was just clear sailing. He was able to bust at the outside, use his speed to run away from the couple of D-backs that were there, and another big run play. And that's one of the problems with blitzing like that is when you don't get there, don't make that tackle, you give up big plays.
So he's got to be over 300 yards of rushing.
Oh yeah.
5 touchdowns on the night, and the 4th quarter is not here yet. So.
Wow. Minute 14 left to go here in the 3rd quarter, 41-0, as Jake Eckert has broken just 5 touchdowns tonight, and touchdown runs of an 85-yard punt return, a 61-yard touchdown run, a 42-yard touchdown run, a 74-yard touchdown run, 55-yard touchdown run. The guy's got to be getting winded.
I'm sure he's enjoying it.
Probably.
Give me a little breath of oxygen and let me go on, it's probably saying.
As Jacques is getting ready to kick for the Lions. This is one I'd try to kick off, and he does. Nice job by Yoxel. And that's taken at about the 15-yard line. And he'll bounce off of the defender, but he's tackled at about the 25.
Eckert's down there to join in on the tackle by 57, Crossan, and 82, Crossan.
Dylan Crossan and Austin Crossan, as well as Jake Eckert in on the tackles.
That was more of a standard kick, and the Buffaloes had some deep men. It was not their normal, but they had a couple back there and able to try to do a right return. Good job by the Lions to get down there and getting over to that side, staying in their lanes, making that tackle. So poor field position for the Buffaloes here, starting 1st and 10 at their own 27.
Two receivers right, to the left. One in the backfield is Junker with Cromwell. As moves Junker to the left-hand side and fakes the handoff. Oh, nice job by Charlie Lynn.
Yeah.
Charlie Lynn just read that one perfectly. Charlie Lynn almost got the handoff.
He was almost in on the handoff, exactly.
Got a penalty flag there, thrown at the spot of the tackle. Hopefully that's not in the area of a face mask.
So the Buffaloes went with the draw there, and it takes a longer play, and he was in there right at the tackle to make that.
Face mask.
Yep.
Unfortunately, he tackled high, and when the gang tackling came, somebody came in there and got a hold of the face mask. So that's going to give him a first down, move it 15 yards, and put him out near the 42.
It was a great job by Charlie Lynn, but of course we couldn't see from the opposite side who had the face mask. But no incidental face mask anymore in high school football. They're all 15 yards.
I was sorry to see that taken away.
And that's again the problem with tackling high is it takes gang tackling to do it, and if you tackle low, that plays over, and you don't have the others coming in, but you don't also have the opportunity to strip the ball. They could be trying to strip the ball here, but instead they get the face mask and give up the first down via the penalty.
Cromwell looks aside for the play call. He's going to have to hurry this one off as the back judge with the time, and he's not going to. I don't think he's going to. Just got it off. Wow. Nice pursuit by the Lions. They don't get Junker. And finally, Junker's taken down after about a 9-yard carry, but Minneapolis had great pursuit in the backfield.
We had almost another intercepted handoff there.
Got to the quarterback, but Junker still gets 9 yards on the play.
Second one.
Yeah, finally the Buffaloes take advantage of the over pursuit by the Lions. They've really been doing a good job of stopping the stretch play to the outside, the sweep. Junker was able to cut that back, and the Lions have done such a good job of pursuing and gang tackling that he actually caught him in an over pursuit, got to the backside, picked up 9. That's going to bring up a 2nd 1 for the Buffaloes.
No sacks in the second half for the Lions. Cromwell's done a better job getting away. Ball's on the ground this time. There's a sack. Oh, he still gets away from it. Wow. It will be still a sack because he lost yardage on the play, but number 53 for the Lions getting in there deep, and Brant Radke almost dropped him for a big loss.
3rd and 2 coming up. Timeout. No, quarter. End of the 3 quarters.
And so at the end of the 3rd quarter, Minneapolis Lions with the 41-0 lead. We will go ahead and take a break. A big 3rd quarter for the Lions as they score 4 big touchdowns as Minneapolis has the 41-0 lead. You're listening to 910canada.com as well as Eagle Communication Channel 8.
Quite a homecoming night here as we try to get this thing going.
Yeah, it has been. It's a nice job by the Lions and a nice job by Jake Eckert.
Yeah, how many rush yards?
Farm Bureau's wide range of insurance and financial products help protect what's most important, your family, auto, home, and other possessions. Call your Farm Bureau Financial Services agent in Minneapolis, George Dressy. Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company.
Bennett Autoplex supports the Minneapolis Lions. At Bennett Autoplex Salina, you'll find a small-town family atmosphere with great prices on new and used cars, new GMC trucks and SUVs. Serving their customers since 1957, Bennett Autoplex Salina.
285 rushing yards in the second half for Minneapolis, 274 of them coming from Jake Eckert.
Junker with a big run there, first down. Big hole for him, huge hole.
Another backside cut. Seeing something they like there after he did the cutback on his own, they come with a design cutback there. Again, with the Lions doing such a good job of pursuing to the football, they go backside against that and pick up a big first down and move it into Lion territory at the 40.
274 rushing yards by Jake Eckert just in the 3rd quarter alone. As not sure, Buffaloes look a little confused back there. they go to the line of scrimmage, 1st and 10, ball at the 40-yard line, as Cromwell sends sends the halfback to the right-hand side. And they go back to Junker again and knock him down with an arm tackle there, as finally he's knocked down low by Radke as well as Eckert. Dylan Crossan kind of held him up.
You got to give the tackler some credit there, though. He was fighting off the block, and it's pretty hard to break down real quick out of that upper position you're in and get a low tackle.
Yeah, the D-line did a nice job that time of stuffing everything inside. They weren't able to make the tackle, but forced him to the outside where they had pursuit to come up and make that tackle for a short gain of just 1.5 yards or 2. So I bring up a 2nd and 8 for the Buffaloes at the Lions 38.
Brent Radke, a problem with his helmet, as he will come out, and Charlie Lynn will go in. Charlie Lynn on the defensive end on the left-hand side. As not sure, they're still looking for the play call here. Receivers set. They will go back to Junker again, and he will be dropped for a loss. Nice job by Minneapolis as he loses about 3 yards on the play.
Buffalo's tried to trap that time, pulled the offensive lineman, and the Lions just doing a good job of getting up in behind that and making those tackles before they can get started. Buffaloes are just awfully slow with their linemen moving and pulling, and the Lions are doing a good job of just getting upfield, forcing pressure. Lost yardage there, brings up a 3rd and 9 for the Buffaloes out near the 40.
2 receivers right to the left. Junker and Cromwell in the backfield. 10 minutes left to go in the ball game. 41-0, Lions with the lead. This time they go back to Junker again, and nice job by Dylan Crossan. Dylan Crossan just takes him down. Nice job by Dylan.
Take him down, but he got him.
He got him down. Dylan stuck right with him, and he fought him down. He did a great job and that was an upper body tackle, and he had to throw him down from shoulder pads down.
Good upper body strength there. 4th and a long 3 coming up.
Yes, like you said, it's for those of you that will see this tape delayed, they send the receivers out before the offensive line and the quarterback and the halfback even go, and then the quarterback still looks to the side for the play call.
Offensive guard.
Nice hit by Minneapolis, and I don't think he got it. 53, Brent, 52.
What a hit. That was 53.
Yeah, that was Radke.
Radke with a big hit, and Moody in there. Austin Crossan also in on there. Big hit right there, but he does not get it.
Their right guard jumped and didn't get called.
Yeah, that was just a solid play right there, because you would have expected with that head of steam that he was going to get that first down, but Radke stuck him and just stalemated right there at that, just 1 yard short of that first down, and big turnover on downs.
Hit of the game right there. Man.
With 9 minutes and 3 seconds left, the Lions lead 41-0, so now they have the ball and have a chance to run some time off the clock. Although that hasn't been a real big thing for the running game. It hasn't run a lot of time off the clock with the big runs.
2 in the backfield, they will give it to Klein. Klein will be taken down at the 30-yard line as the Buffaloes get in and take him down, as he will lose about 2 yards on the play. As the Lions will come back to the line of scrimmage.
I once saw Monty Bussell run for 469 against Medicine Lodge, but that may be the only other game I've seen with this many big runs in it, where it just 80-yard after 60-yard after long runs.
Jake Sharp probably did.
2 in the backfield. Receivers to the right and left. Long snap count. They go back to Eckert. Eckert breaks a tackle right there. He will have positive yardage, but this time the linebacker gets him at about the 35-yard line. Gains about 4 on the play.
Monty Beisel, he got cut by the Chiefs here recently, didn't he?
Thanks for bringing that up.
Well, he's been around for a long time.
He's been around a while. I was kind of surprised when I saw that.
He came out the same year as Drew Brees. This should be, I believe, year number 9. So, yeah, for
a defensive man, he's been around.
It's been a good career.
I was wondering if somebody else picked him up. I was going to ask you about that. And you still have contact with him?
Yeah, I haven't seen the transaction yet.
Goes up to, goes over top to try to go towards, to to Grayson George, and that would have been a nice completion there. Just a little read was just a little off, and that will bring up a 4th down and long. First time the Lions have punted here in the second half.
Had gotten deep behind the defender, but just overthrown a little bit. We'll bring up the 4th and 7.
Sorry about that bad timing there, Lyle. That wasn't planned.
A little unfortunate timing. I was kind of looking forward to watching him this weekend play against the Cowboys. And
low snap, and Yoxel does get it off, and it will roll nicely down, all the way down to about the 27-yard line. They about got to Yoxel back there. Yoxel had to pick it up off the carpet, did a nice job of picking that up off the bounce. Bounced twice, I believe, and still got it off. So.
Yeah, good play to quick kick it and get it out.
7:24 left to go in the ball game.
Beisel's a former Wildcat, isn't he?
Correct.
So I'm not going to badmouth him, is I?
As the Buffaloes will send 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Junker on his left-hand side. Cromwell with the long snap count, goes back to Junker again. This time Junker gets a little bit of running room, and he will get the first down, +1 as he gets it out to actually about 12 yards on the play.
Radke's getting quite a lot of work here, taking Mr. Junker down.
Junker's had a lot better rushing in the second half. Has had some nice gains.
In the last 5 minutes here, they've done it with cutback runs and then off-tackle wide runs, and they've been so much inside and draws early that now they're starting to have some success off-tackle wide, and the linebackers are starting to have a run a little bit and make some tackles wide.
Cromwell with a long snap count. Receivers to the right and the left. Goes back to Junker. And this time he will be hit by Austin Crossan. Did a great job of wrapping him up and taking him down. In on the tackle. Had some help in there by number 60 for the Lions, which is Tyler Davis, the senior. Does a great job with the help, but Austin Crossan doing a nice job there.
Lions had been running the 4-2 with the free safety there, but with the run success the Buffaloes have had a little bit here, they jump back into the 5-2 there, put the lineman back in the box, and stuff that run there for no gain. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 9 for the Buffaloes at the 40-yard line.
Receivers are right to left. Same formation we've pretty much seen all night for the Buffaloes. Go back to Junker again. And he's going to break a tackle and going to have a little bit more running yard as they gang tackle him. But that's about a
20-yard, 25, 20 to 25
about a 21-yard run right there.
Jake may be finally showing a little effects of the offense that he's had to do, because he came up there to make that tackle and went low, but running back got lower than Eckert was able to get and ran him over and able to pick up another 15 yards and bring up first down inside Lion territory. So you can forgive Jake a little bit there. I'm sure the 300-plus yards is taking a little toll on him.
Yeah. As
I'm sure all the defensive line and linebackers are going to be tired today. I mean, there's been a lot of punishing running by that running back and having to step up and take a lot of those hits.
Shotgun formation, they give it to Junker again, and this time he is hit at the line of scrimmage and taken backwards, forward progress back the line, but Charlie Lynn, Dylan Crossan, all in on the tackle, as well as Jake Eckert.
Yeah, Jake wasn't let him get lower that time. He was able to get down around the ankles and hold him up for the other guys to come and gang tackle him for no gain. So a good job of stepping right back up after not being able to make the tackle on the previous play to come in there and help make that tackle. And good flow by the Lions linebackers in there to come and help and make that tackle and stop it for, again, no gain. So 2nd and 9 for the Buffaloes.
5 minutes to go in the game.
Cromwell. They actually did Dyke in there, a little quicker, younger back, and they will pitch to him, and he will not get anywhere. Wow, big hit on Dyke right there as Radke in on the tackle as well as Eckert, and he gets about a yard carry.
I tell you, as much as Eckert's been the offensive star of the game, Radke has really been a defensive star.
And Kyler Moody's been in on a couple. He was in on that one earlier and then was able to run him down there and use some speed there. So nice play by Moody as well.
Dyke in the backfield with him once again for Cromwell. She was a right and left. as they will go back to Dyke, and he'll bounce the outside, and he's taken down by, once again, Brant Radke, as he gets the sole tackle right there. Called Radke's name a lot more in the second half than we did in the first half. Radke has done had a great second half tackling. So
the Lions have forced a 4th and 8 here, so again, this part of the field, I'm sure the Buffaloes will go for it. So one more play here for the Lions to kind of stop this series and then get some of the younger kids in there to run some offense.
3:30 to go in the game.
As Dyke in the backfield with Cromwell, both sophomores. Drops back to pass, throws across and throws behind the receiver. Incomplete pass. Great pressure put on by, I think that was
Dylan Cross.
Dylan Cross was
Dylan did a nice job that time speed rushing by the outside, came flying around the corner and got right to the arm of the quarterback and actually made some contact there to cause that pass to go awry and turn the ball over on downs for the Lions now with just 3 minutes and 20 seconds left, leading 41-0. The Lions have the ball 1st and 10 and will be able to get some younger kids in there and try to run out this clock.
They call timeout. Somebody calls timeout. I'm not sure who called it, but one of them calls a timeout, so we will go ahead and take one with them at the 3:20 mark. 41 points for the Lions tonight as they have a 41-0 lead here on homecoming 2009. And as Dale gets it queued up, we will hear a word from our sponsors. So.
It's fast, it's furious, and it's fun. It's Minneapolis Raceway. Minneapolis Raceway has brought you exciting races to Central Kansas and will continue the tradition. Minneapolis Raceway will give you and your family some of the most exciting races ever seen. Go Lions!
City Pharmacy has brought to you quality professional pharmaceuticals since 1963. Joe and Amber Wool will help you with your medications, durable medical equipment, cosmetics, gifts, and greeting cards. Your hometown pharmacy, City Pharmacy, downtown Minneapolis.
As they still have their starters in there, Lyle, as Eckert and Klein in the backfield, and the receivers pretty much still have their starting lineup in there at the 3:20 mark.
I'll take another big touchdown by Eckert here.
As McCulloch under center, I formation for the Lions, Klein and Eckert in the backfield. They go back to Eckert, and Eckert will go forward for about 8 yards.
They went under center and got in the eye that time, and using the lead off tackle to get some yards there, pick up about 7, so that's going to bring up a 2nd and a long 3 for the Lions.
Klein will come out, and I didn't see who they brought in for him. I'm assuming they'll go to, I believe that's Garrett Lott,
yes,
guys.
Lott's in there.
So Garrett Lott seeing some action here at the fullback. They go back to Eckert. Eckert slides, will have the first down, as gains about another 4 yards on the play.
Well done by the freshman fullback there. Went outside looking for somebody to block, didn't find him, cut inside and found the linebacker and was able to help spring him for that first down run. So good pickup by the Lions, moves it outside the 45 to the 46, 1st and 10 Lions.
We've seen some action from Garrett, a little bit of limited action, but
he's the only freshman.
Only real freshman we've seen much. So.
And that's pretty much standard for Coach Beck.
Yeah, he doesn't play a lot of freshmen. So fullback position is Lott. Eckert in the backfield. They will pitch to Eckert, and Lott leading the way. Has a lead block, does a nice job to cut that block up right there. Still on his feet is Eckert, breaks it back in at the 30. He's going to be gone at the 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Jake Eckert. Oh my goodness.
6th touchdown in one game. Broke the record by Ryan Mortimer and Jared Schmidt of 5.
Oh my goodness, guys.
154 to go in the contest. How many yards was that one, Scott?
55 yards.
55 yards. Yeah, most of them have been 50 yards or more. Incredible.
Got the sweep that time. Nice block by Dylan Crossan on the edge, and then Lott on the outside actually made a block and then tried to get a second block, but then 2 nice breaks of the tackle by Eckert to finish the run. And then a nice cutback, so good blocking and a nice individual effort by Eckert that time.
48-0.
Garrett Lott had a great lead block coming around on that outside. And then it gets down to rushing and running by Eckert. Eckert, just a will determination, just kept driving, and nice job.
And those sweeps, they all start with the tight ends block. You've got to get the defensive end reached. If he gets that all the way spread out to the sideline, then you've got no play. So you've got to get that short corner and then get that fullback up the field. And a lot of times fullbacks like to run wide as well instead of getting up the field. Lott did a nice job there once he got around the end, getting up the field to make that block downfield and enable the running back to gain that extra yardage before he found contact and was able to break some tackles.
Just a phenomenal performance tonight.
Absolutely. That is just tremendous effort by the Lions tonight. Jake Eckert, we'll have stats later, but wow. Over 320 yards rushing in the second half.
Yeah, he's had some really well-blocked runs where he didn't have to do a lot, but he's also had a couple of really nice individual efforts where he's had to break some tackles, make some moves, and gain some extra yardage, and done it all tonight. Then the Lions can be very pleased with their blocking, be very proud of the blocking that has helped him gain these yards as well.
Definitely.
48-0 Lions with the lead. Yoxel to kick, and kicks it on the ground, and it's going to be picked up.
The lineman.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Forward lineman dropped it. Did we not get it, did we?
Got to play till the whistle. You got to be ready to go till the whistle.
I'm not sure who got the hit, but somebody got a pretty good hit right there. So Garrett Locke comes in for Austin Crossan. Great game by Austin Crossan. Austin has had a tremendous tackling defensive game. Minneapolis will call timeout, and they will bring in some different players on the defensive side. When I get a chance, I'll run through those for you. But great effort by the Lions tonight, as they've done a great job. The Lions have done a great job tonight. We'll look
through
here.
Performance by that group of young men, offense and defense. They played hard.
Yeah, defense, anytime you can pitch a shutout, you got to be very pleased because, all it takes is one big play here or there, and especially with the Lions playing man-to-man all night, the chances of a big play are increased with that. One player slips down or something, so they did a nice job of playing assignment football and staying deeper than the wide receivers, keeping everything in front of them, and that enabled them to keep the shutout for tonight.
Still looking at this, guys. I'll give you some names here in just a second. As
89 is left defensive end.
Colby Berry, a freshman.
76 is the left tackle.
And that is Connor Nace, another freshman.
74 is the nose guard.
Sean Forte, freshman.
77 is the right tackle.
And another freshman, Drew Belleville.
I couldn't see the number of the right end.
I'll get you some more here in a second as they put their backup quarterback in as they run it up forward.
We have a 30 out here and an 86.
And it's nice when the young kids come in and they have something to play for, too. They're protecting the shutout here, so for the last minute, they not only get some playing time, but they've also got a little pressure on their shoulders and that they want to step up and play hard for the other kids that have done a good job of keeping the shutout and stay and hold it here.
Andrew Yoxel comes in as the right defensive end now.
Dyke goes on the outside, but great follow, great tackle by number 38 for the Lions. That's Garrett Lott, as well as, I believe,
Austin Goddard.
You said Austin Goddard?
Yep.
Number 26, Austin
He was there
Goddard.
first,
Yep.
and then Lott came in and cleaned it up, but nice job. He really attacked the line of scrimmage, came up and made that hit, didn't wait for it to come to him, and really did a nice job of attacking right there.
26 and 25 and 61 just came in.
Kyle Wolf, number 61, a freshman. Number 25, Connor Christensen. Connor gets quite a bit of playing time being the long snapper. Number 86, Tommy Austin. Number 30, Connor Collins. They go back to Dyke again, tackled by Connor Collins. As see some of these guys come up out of the pile.
86 is out there. I don't know if we named
Yeah, Tommy Austin, Ty Gerard, number 35, Camden Code, another freshman. Nice job by the Minneapolis Lions as they come away with the victory tonight, 48-0. Great effort by Minneapolis as they come away with the victory.
Probably one of the bigger homecoming blowout wins in history.
Has Republic County scored yet this year, Dale? I was going to ask you about that.
If maybe 6 points, 8 points. That's been,
Yeah,
eight's been about it, I think. Most of the games have been shutouts.
So, guys, I'll let you talk for a second. I will quickly work up some rough stats here.
An amazing night here for Jake Eckert. I mean, we've all known for quite a while now, watching him in junior high, that he would probably end up being a pretty tremendous back here in Minneapolis. And, of course, last year he went out the injury early. And he's shown some flashes of brilliance so far early in this season. But tonight, Katie barred the door. He broke out.
Yeah, they went early with the touchdown runs early in the ball game, and then had a period in there where just a lot of not good execution in that second quarter for the Lions, and then really came out in the second half, really established the run game, and just really did everything from there. The good blocking and the good running by Eckert just really took control of the football game, and that's what you'd like to see going against a winless team. You really want to take it by the horns and really run with it. And the Lions did that in the second half, putting up 34 points in the second half.
And their record, I believe, goes now to 3-3 overall and 3-2 in the league. Next week we go to Sacred Heart for the last league game again and the first district game, and that'll be I think an interesting game. Sacred Heart's not what they've been in the last few years, but you can't ever count them out. You can't go down there with a big head by any means.
Yeah, you don't like to score watch. They were able to beat Republic County by 52-0 score last week, so comparable to what Minneapolis did to the Buffaloes here tonight. But again, you can't score watch because you don't know what turnovers happen and all that kind of stuff. But
exactly.
It's just a matter of, and you'll find out more what Sacred Heart did tonight. But that's a team that's obviously going to improve throughout the season, as young as they are. But you're just going to have to go play and get prepared to play as hard as you can. And you can't ever count one in the win column until you go out and play it and play hard.
That'll be at what they call the Barry Martin Field, is it, or something Martin Field?
You got Barry Martin. Are you a State Farm man? That's all I got to say.
I got two insurance guys.
What is your problem? I'll tell you. You gotta work on this.
I'm sorry.
Okay?
Isn't it something Martin?
I think
Field?
it is. I think it is
Kansas West End Field. I'm sorry, guys.
It is Martin Stadium.
Martin Stadium.
And I went there for the Bethany KW game last week, only to find out they were holding it at Salina Stadium.
Oh.
So, it is Martin Stadium, and I assume that will be where the game will be next Friday night.
I think K-Dub's varsity games pretty much are played at Salina Stadium anymore, and Sacred Heart plays there at Martin Stadium, and
it's actually Glenn Martin Stadium.
Glenn Martin, that's
the record.
That's it,
Glenn
yes.
Martin Stadium.
And they play some of their JV games there. The K-Dub does also. But well, this is just Scott's computer is going to go frizzle here.
I'll tell you this. I'll tell you real quick here. I'm not going to. I'll just tell you that Republic County had some rushing in the second half. How's that? They had some decent rushing, but let's run through the scoring. First half, Minneapolis comes out with a quick touchdown at the 11-17 mark, a 3-yard touchdown run by Adam Klein. And then in the second quarter, we had an 85-yard punt return by Jake Eckert, and that was the score at the end of the first half, 14-0. You come into the third quarter, guys, and that's when the action really started. At the 10:37 mark, Jake Eckert, first run from scrimmage, a 61-yard touchdown run at the 10:37 mark. Point after attempt was good. Followed up at the 7:04 mark in the third quarter, a 42-yard touchdown run by Jake Eckert. At the 3:36 mark, a 74-yard touchdown run by Jake Eckert. At the 1:14 mark, still in the third quarter, another, this time a 55-yard touchdown run by number 27, Jake Eckert, as Minneapolis took the 41-0 lead going in the fourth quarter. Fourth quarter comes around, Minneapolis didn't score until late, and this one was another long run, a 55-yard touchdown run by number 27, Jake Eckert. Point after attempt was good to finish the score out at 48-0. Here's the stats, though, guys. In the first half, 9 rushes for 88 yards. In the second half, unofficial, of course, 9 touches for 345 yards. Total rushing, 18 attempts, 433 yards. Had 2 punt returns that I wrote down. No, he had a couple more that I did not write down. for 110 yards. Total of 543 all-purpose yards tonight.
Again, you saw a record-setting performance, 6 touchdowns by one player in a game, Jake Eckert, and I'm just almost sure he has set an offensive rushing record tonight. I don't know what it is. We shall wait and see the official stats and talk about it next week, but just lights out. Phenomenal performance tonight. It's good to see the young man get turned loose and have a defense that was obliged to give it up.
Yeah, that's a season for some kids right there, and so, to get most of that in the second half, heck of a ball game. But the line can be proud of that one too, and that's the nice thing about when you get a game like that from somebody. He did have some individual efforts, some real nice individual efforts, but it was also some good blocking by his linemen, and they can take pride in that, the fact that they also were part of that, scoring the record number of touchdowns as well as the record number of yards.
Yeah, and some great blocks, and if we started naming names, we'd leave out some players, but you cannot have those rush, and some of those were pure effort, but a lot of them were blocks, great blocks. The offensive line did a fabulous job and did a great job of freeing up some running lanes, and the receivers did a great job of clearing it and getting some blocks downfield to clear it up for some big runs.
Yeah, when you get into the 400 yards, you're up there in some rarefied air. You've got, D'Angelo Evans, Sharp, Monty Beisel, and a couple of kids from Central that played in Montana. I'm talking about the brothers.
Don't remember.
Shoot. I'll think of it here in a minute. But you're probably talking about 10 kids at max that have gone 400 yards in a game. So that's an impressive total. And like I said earlier, I've only seen that one other time. Monty Beisel going for 469 against Medicine Lodge. The most impressive night I've ever seen by a back, and this was right up there with it with all the long runs. Very impressive night for Mr. Eckert.
And oftentimes when you see some guy in 5 or 6 touchdowns, there's usually some short touchdowns involved.
Right, yeah.
No, not tonight.
No. Yoxel, 6 of 7 with point after attempts. Great job for Yoxel. Pat his stats a little bit.
Yep.
And he did a great job, but a great effort by Eckert tonight. I did just run through some totals. 21 rushes for 85 yards by the Buffaloes. Buffaloes. Geez, Pete, I can't even talk still. By the Buffaloes in the second half, and they most of them coming from Junker. So interesting stat. 0 for 11 passing for the Buffaloes in the second half. 0 for 4 passing for the Lions second half.
And this is either the 11th or 12th straight win of Minneapolis over the Buffs, which is a pretty amazing stat in itself.
Yeah.
Considering some years.
Yep.
But folks, we hope you've enjoyed this game tonight. Listening to it live on Channel 8 and Eagle Communications.
Yeah, exactly. And Lyle,
19KINA.com.
Greatly appreciate you being here with us tonight. It's been a real pleasure, and I appreciate your knowledge. And it's been great working with you again as Minneapolis comes away with the victory on homecoming by a score of 48-0. Once again, for myself, Scott Osherman,
Dale Leach,
Lyle Davidson.
Good night from Minneapolis.